Hello everyone, welcome back to Rob's Gaming Table. I'm Rob, and today we're not playing this game because I forgot to change the picture. Yay! So we can do it right now. Because that's confusing. Or I could just make it disappear. No, let's just change it right on the fly. Where is it? Watch how big this is, probably huge. Yep. Quality stream here, quality stream. Let's just throw it like right there somewhere. All right, there we go. We fixed it. I don't have to end the stream. We're good. We're good. Hello, everyone. Hello, welcome. Welcome to those joining live. Come on in. Come on in. We're playing a solo-only card game today, published by Chip Theory Games. Full disclosure, this was provided to me by the publisher as a pre-production copy. They didn't ask me to play it. A few members of the community asked me to play it. I see Grumpy Monkey in there is one of them, but there were a few others that were harassing me to play it through messages and comments and tweets and things. And I honestly didn't really want to. So just FYI, I had no interest in playing this. 20 Strong I was interested in, kind of. I wanted to try the Sentinels. I liked it a lot. Too Many Bones, obviously one of my favorite games of all time, has a deck for this game. This is a game. This is similar. The best game I can describe this. This is Chip Theory Games' version of Final Girl. Okay, you need a base set to play, comes with the main components, and then you can use modules or decks or whatever you want to call them. You can buy individually that change the base mechanics to their own flavor, and you can kind of plug those into the base box and use those components to kind of play the same similar kind of game, but with a twist, right? And the Chip Theory ones are based on their original giant board game properties, at least with Too Many Bones and the Hoplomachus Victorum. We have streamed Victorum on the channel. You can find links for that stuff down below, or the other 20 Strong playthroughs if you want to see how the other ones work. But I was more interested when I was given the copy. There was no, it was just given to me at Gen Con as one of the 20 content creators that were given a copy. But there was no agreeance, like it was just in a gift bag. I didn't even have to open it there. I opened it, I think I opened it like after we got back to the hotel, I think even. I didn't even know what it was. But anyways, just FYI, when I realized I had it, I was like, awesome. I wanted to play the Sentinels and I wanted to play the Too Many Bones. But the Hoplomachus one, I didn't really care for. I didn't really care to play it. I had no need to play it. So I'm just being open and honest with you guys. Yes, I was given this game by the publisher, but I'm not playing it because they gave it to me. I'm not playing it because they told me to play with it. I'm playing it just because you guys were asking to play it, and I thought I'll stop the bitching and then I'll play it. But spoiler alert, it's really good. So yeah, but take that with a grain of salt because it was given to me. I'm obviously super biased, so don't trust a damn word I say. All right, with all that out of the way, we're gonna play it today. And FY, just so you know, I'm playing this week instead of Too Many Bones, so deal with it. If you would rather have watched me play Too Many Bones this week, you can blame people like Grumpy Monkey in the community who convinced me to play this game instead. So there you go, deal with it. Get your pitchforks out now. Yeah. Heavily on the other end of the complexity meter. Well, not really, I guess, but yeah, size and weight for sure. Should we not trust you telling us not to trust what you say? Minion knows. Minion is on, like, Minion is a genius on the next level. That's really what you have to do. Yep. Yeah, it's like when someone's telling you don't listen to what I say, you're like, they must be honest, so I should listen to what they say. But then they might not be honest, and they're trying to trick me to think that I know that they're not honest, but they know that I know they're not honest, so then, yeah. But to be honest, I get no kickbacks from this game or anything, so I don't care if you buy it or play it or like it. I really don't care. With almost all the games I play, I think every single game I play, I really don't care if you like it or not. As long as you enjoy the content and support the channel, allow me to keep doing this, I'll keep doing it. But like, I get nothing from you guys buying games, FYI, ever. So go nuts. Go nuts. Don't buy the game, buy the game. I don't care. There you go. Doesn't affect me one way or another. The only way it does affect me, though, is if it's a lifestyle game and you buying copies allows them to keep making more content that I can buy and play for you guys. So if nobody buys this 20 Strong, then they don't make any more decks. Then I probably don't play it. I don't care about it. Nobody cares about it. Nobody watches it. So yeah, maybe I do want you to buy copies. Yeah, maybe I do. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, I can always play something else, though. What up, everybody? What up? Hello, hello. All right, so yeah. Now I'm secretly obsessing over what games chat buys. Yeah. We didn't create the channel in our Discord for the hashtag Robin Mel made me buy it for no reason. All right, we're like, yes, it's working. Yes. All right. So let's talk about 20 Strong. For those that haven't seen it, I recommend go check the playlist down below in the video description. Go watch the first stream of 20 Strong, the 20 Strong Solar Sentinels, because I explained the basics of 20 Strong there, and you'll know how the base works. And that one's closest to the core game. That's what I consider like the base set, is Solar Sentinels. And but Hoplomachus is going to twist a bunch of rules up, has its own little rule book that changes base game rules to make it feel like Victorum. But if you're curious how the base works and how the, you know, all the core set and stuff, you're going to see it all here. But like, yeah, you might want to go watch that to see what you're getting into, because you will get Solar Sentinels if you do buy the base. You don't have to buy them all. So yeah, this is 20 Strong. Here's a bunch of important stats you can see here on the page. It's 20 and it's strong, and it comes out later this year, 2023. And again, I'm playing an early copy. Please don't hate me for it. It's, you guys asked. I don't need to play it, but you guys asked, all right? Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. And that's all. Oh, it's one player's also. Super important to know. One player only. It takes no time to play. Nobody of any age should play it. And it weighs nothing, according to these stats. So just so you know. Just so you know. But maybe there's some stats under the expansion. Let's see. Let's go to the, oh, they call it Hoplomachus Victorum, but it's actually called 20 Strong Victorum, I believe. Because nobody knows how to spell Hoplomachus anyway, so you don't need to, who can find it on Google when you can't even spell it, right? But there's no numbers here either. No time, no age, no weight. Okay, so forget all that. Forget all that. There you go. Age 14 plus, time 30 to 40 minutes, players 1. All right, there, we got some information. Okay, no, this one calls it Hoplomachus Victorum. I don't know what this product is actually called now that I'm reading this, because on the front of the box it says one thing. I don't know. Over here it's called the 20 Strong Victorum deck on Chip Theory's official for sale website for pre-order. In 20 Strong Victorum, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of different names it goes by, so I don't know what I should have titled my video or my search results and stuff. So I'll just put in everything, I guess. So yeah, that's weird. Okay, anyways. Oh, while I'm here, how do I go back? With the back to catalog? So just so you know, well, where'd it go? Oh man, we lost it. Oh, jeez. How did I have that there before? I don't know. Sorry, guys. It was there. Okay, let's just go back. I don't know how I got it before. I don't know how to see the products for it, but I was trying to explain it. But anyways, there's a base game. Yeah, I had it there, but I don't know. It's not showing up anymore. Maybe they deleted it. I don't know. No longer a featured product. So yeah, this comes with PVC plastic cards, so you don't need to sleeve them, a rule book, and requires a 20 Strong base game to play. And yes, it is a choking hazard, so no, I will not be putting any of it in my mouth today. If you guys want to see more streams, you have to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the videos, and also don't ask me to put anything in my mouth, okay? Those are the requirements to continue supporting the channel. Okay, so there you go. Sad face. Sad face. All right. Yeah. These kind of games being delivered to your house, your postal worker loves you. They're like, they see Chip Theory or the address of where the Chip Theory Kickstarters come from, and they're like, oh God. And then they go to the back of the truck, they open it up to carry it to your front door, and they're like, oh, there must be something wrong here. The label must be incorrect. This is a tiny box. So yeah, so here's what we're playing today. It's just a deck of cards. Okay, but it's PVC plastic cards in a paper box with some cool foiling. Okay, and again, just like the last ones, this is still the pre-production copy I received at Gen Con. One of 20 people who was playing it. And the following things will be changing from the components you see on the table, okay? If you've been following GameFound updates, I'm sure they've been updating on the progress of, you know, production stuff. But the chip tracker, more powerful magnet. Chip will have foil treatment and look more premium than the one I have on my table. And the dice, there is a goof up on the dice. So please, as you're watching, I know some people are joining midstream, they'll never know this, but if you're watching later, or we're watching live right now, these are pre-production dice. So in one of the samples, I guess the dice, the gel inside or something settled. So you'll see one side on the die is really dark. The other sides are not so dark. Okay, this will be fixed in the production copy coming out later this year. So it's not supposed to be like that. That's just them testing. These are the dice they had when Gen Con started, I guess. So this is what I got. This is what I got. So just keep in mind, the game still all works. The cards, I think, are final. The rule book's final. The box and stuff are final. Just the dice need fixing. And the chip and this thing needs fixing. Okay? Okay, this will be, I guess, all glittery and stuff. I don't know. Okay, just so you know. Just so you know. All that crap's out of the way. All right, let's play some games. Yeah, reviewer weighted dice for guaranteed increased difficulty. Yeah, because if you notice, I'm sure they don't change the weight, hopefully, but they probably do. Because I don't roll crits a lot, I feel. But it's settled all on the side with the crit, which is a hit that does 2 damage. So that means if it does literally weight it that way, because of the way the gel settled, I'm screwed, as you probably saw in our previous playthroughs. So anytime we roll a bunch of misses or not crits, it's a pre-production copy, you'll win more than I will. Okay, that's what we'll just go with, okay? Yeah, and I'm using a playmat. Yeah, Janet just pointed out, man, it blended in the background because I've been playing on it for a bit, for the last couple days, and I totally forgot. But yes, I'm playing, I originally was playing on the Victorum mat for the, you know, Victorum deck. The only problem is a little too busy with the mat at the bottom and all the circles and stuff. This one looks more fun, like a Gladiator arena, but I do like that other mat better. It's more beautiful, I think. But it's just noisy in the background on video. So I'm playing with this one, so ignore these tracks, ignore these hexes, ignore everything on the mat. It's literally just a background because I like playing on it. And I'm playing a Hoplomachus property game. This is from Hoplomachus Remastered. And again, if you want to see what Hoplomachus Remastered is, the big daddy that spawned this little tiny game, you can see videos of that stuff in the description. And the Victorum. We played through a whole campaign, which I regret how we did that, but it was long, tiring, and scared me from the game. But it was super fun. But my neck definitely hurt every day after playing for like 8 hours straight. Oh, anyways. But hello. Welcome. Oh, Matthew called in hooky today. I suck. So yeah, so this is the base game of 20 Strong. Again, this one came with the Sentinels thing. We played this already on the channel. So I just had this here so you understand you need 2 products. You need 2 products to play. This would come with the dice here, the tracker, more dice, and it comes with the base rules. Okay, the general rules of play. Okay. And then this box comes with its own rules that modify those rules. And we'll go into those a little bit here. But it's just like kind of a 1-pager explaining how to kind of play it, general setup, you know, all the modified rules, you know, how all the cards are different in this version of the game. And then even there's like difficulty settings if you want to play, like we're going to play on the basic difficulty, but if you like play this game over and over again, you start getting really good at it. There's a way to kind of raise the difficulty as you go. Like as you start beating it on higher difficulties, the next time you play, kind of bump it up and keep going until you're so amazing at the game that you need to go outside and touch some grass because you play too many games. So yeah. All right. So just like in Hoplomachus, which if you've never seen it before, too bad. I'm going to reference it. We're gladiators, and we're going to be fighting some Primuses, some Scions. We're going to be trying to complete opportunities to gain items. We have tactics that are little item effects that can help us out. We have dice in our training grounds. These are units we don't have access to that we can recruit. We have dice in our dice pool. These are our little units, our little buddies that are fighting for us. Okay, we're like basically a gladiator like leader. I forget what it's called in Hoplomachus, but basically we can play with. We'll go through we'll do it the way the paper says, but there's a bunch of, like, we played Kraken Lance You know, he's right here. He's in the game. So all the art and stuff and the characters, just like in Hoplomachus, character you choose to play with could be a character in a future playthrough you fight against. So either they're your gladiator you're using, or they're basically mini bosses you're going to fight through your journey. Once you're done fighting through 3 mini bosses, you'll eventually take on one of the 9 Scions in the game, which is pretty nutty for replayability if you think about it. Like if you're just going to fight each Scion once to try them out, and they all have different flavor, they all work different way, they all have different rules. They literally modify the playthrough from basically turn 1 all the way to the final boss fight as its own flavor. 9 of them. And you just pick one, just like kind of Too Many Bones. You pick a tyrant and you study it and you look at it. But the problem is you can't, I mean, you can do whatever you want with your cards, but how they designed the game was you'll then draw 4 random heroes, and then you choose one of the 4, and then the other 3 become premises you're going to fight against. So that's how they kind of shift it up, right? So even if you just played against this this Scion, this mega boss, you know, you play through him once to try him out. The next time you play, you could draw a different group of 4 heroes to choose from and different primuses to fight against. So it just like a lot of variability in this little 76 card deck just based on that alone, which I find very clever. I've played the game twice against 2 different Scions. I played against, and I just did random. I just rolled a die and played against them and tried a different one. So I played against these 2. I'll probably just play against one of these, maybe this guy, because I played him once. I don't know, just because I know how it works. So I don't want to stumble and kind of mess up rules too much. I'm not a pro with the game, so don't come here looking for strategy if you bought the game later and you played it a whole bunch. I'm playing a pre-production copy, and yeah, I've only played it twice. So keep that in mind. We're just here to show off how the kind of flow as it works, how it's different from the other 20 strong products. And, you know, it's cool though. I do like it. I do like it. It's really cool. But yeah. So, just like the other 20 strongs, we get items and there'll be stacks of cards, and we'll be trying to clear those stacks or fight things from those stacks. But we basically have to fight the 3 mini bosses. Then we get to a Scion fight. As soon as the 3rd mini boss is dead, aka the Primus, the 3rd Primus is dead, we then go into a Scion fight against the main boss, and basically all the minions, or some of the minions that we fought along the way and defeated. So it's kind of cool how it works. Enemies you're defeating. So this guy, for example, if we defeat this guy, he has these little 2 fire icons. He will go face down in a deck with these, reminding us that this makes the final boss more powerful. Matthew, thank you for the super chat. Here's to you, Scions, and my burgers on the grill. What? Thank you for the support, Matthew. Burgers on, but wait, what? So we'll be building up that deck, and the longer you take, the more things you fight, the more you build up that deck. You'll count up these, and it'll make the Scion more powerful in the fight. So there's like kind of like a push and pull on that, where you can kind of take cards from this deck, add cards to this deck when you defeat them. But also, why I'm saying this is, let me think. It makes these more powerful, but there's another reason. Oh, now I'm brain farting. I don't even remember. Matthew, you threw me right off. I don't remember. How dare you, Matthew? How dare you? Thank you so much. Oh yes, that's what I was saying. So this pile, not only do we add up these to make the final boss more powerful, but all the enemies that make it into this defeated deck are the enemies that the final boss pulls from into the final fight. And only if it were empty and then you needed to pull more enemies would you need to pull from the regular discard pile at random. So right from the beginning of the game, you're trying to shape the final fight. You know what's coming. You can examine both sides of the Scion. You know which Primuses, mini bosses, you know you're fighting against. You know, they're the heroes you didn't pick. So you know what's going to happen in those fights. You can choose which order you fight them in. You have to fight all 3. But as you're defeating enemies, they could show up in the final battle, and order could matter, especially against certain Scions I've looked at. The other thing is when you discard an enemy, they go to a discard pile, and generally they won't come back in the final fight. So it's kind of clever the way like a lot of decision points fighting through it matter for that final battle. So it's kind of clever. I like it. I like the control that's there. Sort of. You'll see. So let's get set up. How best to do this? So we're doing it live here, FYI. So we're just going to figure this out. One thing with these conflict cards, they're going to create stacks and make a pyramid. We're at Mount Vesuvius, trying to fight towards a Scion. But there's 3 different types of cards. There's opportunities. Okay, these are things you can take, and they're like got little goals on them you can complete. If you complete them, you'll flip them over, and now you have access to this little ability, and they're like an item card. Okay. There's blood sports, I think, or bloodshed, where you fight enemies. And then just like other 20 strong decks, they have instant abilities you can hold later for items. They have a health, they have an attack value. On bloodshed enemies, if they hit you, they will make you send a die back to the training grounds, like dismiss a die. So they'll reduce, not just exhaust a die like in the other 20 strong products. This one, we have this third area called the training ground, which, you know, we'll be pulling and pushing from, you know, like dismissing and recruiting. And we can strengthen dice too from there, which I'll show you how that works. But this reminds us that, you know, if we get hit by in a bloodshed encounter, just like in Victorum or Hoplomachus, whatever, it's like permanent. There's like death and pain and all that stuff. Unlike a sporting event where there is none of that happening. It's just you fight, and then they can give you an item, or you can train a recruit to get something from the training ground to our dice pool, or you can gain one of these tactic cards, and there's the symbol on it for tactics. Okay. And they count as items, just like when you gain an enemy that has an item on them. They count towards your item limit, which is your recovery stat. And then we have a health stat. And not recovery, strategy. Strategy, your reroll stat still counts for how many items you can have, which includes tactics. It includes opportunity items and includes enemies that become items after you defeat them. And then we have a recover dice stat, as you'll see. Just like the other games. And our heroes have abilities on them, just like the other game. So let's go through a full playthrough, and we'll kind of explain it as we go, I guess, and we'll get it all set up. So it's awkward kind of shuffling a deck that you can see the back of, but we'll just do it at random, whatever, do it as best we can. Okay, so yeah, we'll just play against this guy, I guess. Let's check him out. I played him the other day. Let's see what he's about. Okay, he's a hawk. This is our Scion. He has a spectate ability. Basically, when you're playing the game, you can choose, when you're at a location, you can choose to like activate an enemy on the location or an opportunity, or you can spectate if you don't want to battle. It just kind of discards the card off the top. You can gain a health or recover a die, so it lets you kind of like, you know, heal up a little bit, rest a little bit. And just like in Victorum, you can rest, you can recover. That's great. You can get rid of problematic encounters you don't want to deal with, but there is always a cost, always a cost. So every Scion on the spectate side has an annoying spectate ability you must fire off first if you ever spectate. So this one says, discard one item from your inventory. If you cannot, you lose a health. And if you're at 1, you're dead. And exhaust 1 die from the dice pool. He's only 3 health. This guy's not that bad to beat. He only hits for 1. He's kind of a wussy, but the problem is you're building up cool items to fight him with, and he's going to be knocking them away as you go. So, you know, you might not be as good off in the final fight anyway. He has an ongoing special. So at the start of each engagement, so that's like basically every round, draw the top card from the it's a Scion influence deck. It's called that deck that builds up of enemies we've defeated who have that symbol on them, a little fire symbol, and then place it above this Scion. Discard a previous one, and this guy gains the effect of that enemy, which I find so clever. So enemies we're defeating, and we could choose where to go. We can choose what enemies to fight. We can choose order they're defeated. You know, we can choose what goes in the discard pile. Basically, we can spectate and get rid of things we don't want to deal with. All of that is building up that final minion kind of deck. And not only is it just minions that are going to come into the fight, and there's 2 per round, it says right there, basically, because he's going to bring in 2 enemies. That's what those +2 skulls are for, right here. he is also going to get an ability. So like you could sit there and we can kind of count how we're putting enemies face down into the Scion influence deck, because we'll know that like basically every third one is going to have, and working in reverse, which is crazy, is going to give their ability to this guy. So if we have an enemy in play that normally we might play this game and we're like, yeah, I love beating that enemy and getting his item or his ability and throwing him in this pile is totally fine. But this guy could take that enemy's ability and really make the final battle very complicated and mess you up big time, right? So you got to remember what you put in that deck. Matthew, thank you for another super chat. I got the grill ready, but no burgers yet though. And I'm in the tequila phase of the turn. So you're having a great day so far. All right, well, hopefully the burgers work out for you. Try to make the burgers before too much time in the tequila phase, if that makes sense. For safety reasons. Matthew, thank you so much for the support. While any cards remain in the Scion influence deck, hits deal 0 damage to the boss. So the longer we take in the game, the more enemies we put in that deck, and it's going to pull at least 3 out every round, right? Because it's replacing the ability, it's drawing 2 new enemies and adding to the fight. So it's gonna escalate pretty quickly, right? But here's the cool part. All these abilities get shut off if we defeat this guy. So the problem is we can't defeat him. So unlike some Scions that we can beat to get them out of the fight while we fight the rest of the enemies, because you have to defeat all enemies in the final fight that are in play, we don't generally need to empty the Scion deck, but that's what this guy's making us do. So we have to exhaust all the dice placed on him during the exhaust dice step. Then it says if fewer than 3 dice are applied to him, -1 to any stat. And remember, we can only apply hits. So this is one option, okay? This guy's a pain in the butt. The tequila phase is in an ongoing phase, yeah. So this is one guy we could play. I don't know who else. I was reading some of them yesterday. But I did play against this one too. This one's cool. I just want to show you how different they can be. So we could play against this one too. Maybe I'll do a poll. Maybe I'll do a poll. You guys can pick. So I don't know how to say the names of these, but this one says roll any yellow die. Okay. On a hit, which is only 2 sides of it, you must dismiss 1 die. So we send a die, any other die, or that die, back to, we dismiss a die we have in our dice pool, we dismiss it, or in our exhausted pile, back to the training grounds. Okay, but this says, place the dismissed die above her, where it remains until the final fight, basically. Okay, so the more we spectate, the more she's going to build up a pool of dice, assuming our yellows roll hits. Okay. And this jerk adds an enemy to the fight at the start of each round. Okay. As long as she's not defeated. Once she's defeated during cleanup, we get rid of her, right? And we won't have to deal with that. Setup, you recover all dice. So you get all your dice from your exhausted pool back. Then you roll a number of dice from your dice pool equal to how much Scion influence you have. So again, that is the count up of these little flame icons, right? So the longer we take, the more of those Scion influence cards we defeat and put in the Scion influence deck, the crazier amount of dice we got to roll. And any one of them that rolls the hits, the single hit symbol, not a crit, a single hit, you place them above her and return the rest to your dice pool. So she is kind of punishing you for having better dice are going to more likely hit. And when they do hit, you're going to lose them. This sucks. This is insane. Okay. And then if you lose enough, so if you don't go into this fight with enough dice, like the training ground should be pretty empty if you can, but she's going to be stealing dice from us along the way. It says before you can apply hits to her, you must exhaust hits equal to the number of dice above her. So if we're basically spectating way too much and our yellow dice are rolling hits because we're unlucky and we're building up a pool of dice above her, and at the start of the round, we got a whole bunch above her, it might become a point where it's literally impossible to assign hits to her because too many dice were placed above her. So she puts a hard cap on like spectating, unless you're just lucky and keep rolling misses on yellow dice. But also, if you take way too long to get to her and you're constantly fighting enemies to gain their abilities and they have Scion influence, you're going to create a super mega boss here that's going to beat the crap out of us depending on our dice luck. Okay, insane. Insane. Fun. Very fun. I love this challenge. She's bananas. But this guy also making you lose items. And the longer you take, the more enemies you have to fight. And in this fight, you literally have to empty the deck of enemies. In her fight, we could literally defeat her in the first round if we're lucky, and the enemies she pulled in play. And she only pulls in one to start. So if we can roll a bunch of dice against her, and then exhaust enough to still damage her for 4, we beat her, and the enemy she's with, we defeat that enemy, we're done. This guy, though, we do 0 damage to him until he empties the deck, and he's pulling out 3 cards around. And we got to keep beating enemies to get through that. So they're both nuts. Like, when I read them, I'm like, I don't know how you're supposed to win these. But on standard, you can, which I've learned. But today on stream, though, with streamer luck, how it works here at Rob's Gaming Table, I am going to get wrecked. I know it. But we're still going to have fun and we're going to go through it. But I'm just mentally preparing myself. But yeah, that's how it's going to go. So I'll put up a poll and you guys can decide which one of these two are we going to get, bang our head against the wall while we play. So whichever one you find more interesting. That's not the best way to do it. I don't know if I got up. Okay. I mean, there might be other cool ones, but I don't want to sit here for hours going through every single one. I'll leave those for you to discover on your own. Okay. I'll put a poll in the chat. You guys decide. You guys decide. Which one of these two are we going to fight against today? Whichever one, if you just like them based on their art, based on their name, their stats, whatever, which one, the one that's punishing us for items or the one that's going to like hurt us for having better dice, but I just want to show how, like, I played these two, just randomly rolled a die and picked them, but they're the 2 games I played practice and they felt very different, which is very cool. So it's kind of good to show, but I'm sure that continues on through all of them. 9 to choose from. All have their own different rules and fights and the ways they use the Scion influence, which is really cool. So yeah, you guys decide. And again, I know you might not know how the whole game works, but if you've watched some of the other 20 strong playthroughs we've done, you'll have an idea. If you've watched any Hoplomachus, or have Hoplomachus, Victorum, you'll have an idea. Yeah, you guys choose. More fun than rolling a die. Well, we're doing enough of that today. All right. Thank you, everyone that voted. I'm going to close the poll. Oh, yeah. Also, thank you to all 32 of you who clicked the like button already. Thank you very much for the support. I appreciate it. Helps way more than you know. And it's free and easy. Much appreciated. Just like me. Anyways. If you fight Calliope, I don't know how to say it, Keith. You have to make Calliope noises when you fight her. I don't know what that means. That went right over my head. Okay, so 64% want us to play against Calliope. Okay. Don't let her little harp fool you. That face tells me she is coming for me. And she wants to kill me. All right. So again, ignore all the blue and red meters and all the matte behind. It's just from another game, but it's in the same world, so we're using it. Yeah. All right, so this guy's out. That's who we're playing against. That's our Scion. She's gonna sit on the top of the pyramid. So I'm just gonna do a little shuffle action here. But again, it's super awkward that we're shuffling cards that we can see what they are. But I'm just gonna keep going in a circle here, just to kind of spread them out. But you'll see all the different card types here. This is the backs of the cards with the nice art on them, little foil and stuff. Okay. Now I'll shuffle. What I'm going to do, I'm going to build, I guess from left to right, top to bottom, I'm going to build Mount Vesuvius with many different camps that we can travel between to deal with what is in the camps. That's what we need to do in order. So we choose our Scion. You're allowed to read both sides, study it, whatever. Once you've chosen your Scion, you then shuffle this deck up. You'll build Mount Vesuvius randomly, but again, I don't know how to do that because you literally have to count cards. So we're going to make 9 piles, I think, of 6, and I'll just do left. So based on this shuffle, I'm going to start drawing from the top, left to right, top to bottom. So this is so annoying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it sucks that I now know there's a bunch of greens in here. It's like, I'll flip them over. They're all face up. I'm just doing it. Okay, this guy's not in the right way. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. But again, I don't have all the cards memorized, but you just might want to go where there's like certain things. 6 and 6. Okay. So we'll flip them over. Okay. We'll build Mount Vesuvius in like a pyramid. And it matters. Adjacent cards. So if I'm at this camp, this one's adjacent to it. This one's adjacent to it. So is this one. But this one all the way over here is not. Okay. Let's do it. I guess I can go here. A little more space, maybe. Okay. Let's go like this. Okay, what do we get today? So this is basically all set up. So we could analyze what's here. Obviously, play it a bunch. You could get used to like, okay, I see what's going on. The one thing you kind of need to know is we do start at the bottom of Mount Vesuvius. So when we use this as like our party token to move around. So we could start on any one of these bottom spaces. And when you start a turn, you must move away from the space. So you can't stay there. So we would have to move like adjacent. So you kind of can plan out a route before we even pick our Scion, or our hero, sorry, our hero, and our starting tactic. So, let's see. Nope. I can't really see it all anyway, but, oh, maybe I can. Hold on. Problem with not having it out before. Nope. What was it? Like getting it up. There we go. All right, there we go. Now you can see kind of all the cards. Yeah, that works. All right. So here's our pyramid. So things you need to know. Again, we have sporting events. We have bloodshed, and I see no opportunities available. So they're hiding in the decks in here. Those are 3 things we can travel to. These are all called camps, and the Scion starts at the top, but we can't go to the Scion's camp. The Scion's just there like to remind us about the spectate effect while we're playing. When we finally defeat all 3 promises, which will go under this location, and this location, and we can fight them, I believe, in any order, doesn't matter. But once we fight all 3, we'll then flip this Scion over and go to like a final battle. So let's just, yeah, we'll just do random. So I'm going to shuffle up the Primuses. And then I'm just going to roll dice to find our 4, I guess. I have a D10 here. There's 9 to choose from. So we'll just kind of go from left to right. So 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 again, nope. 1, okay. Now we're down to 7 of them, so I'll just say it's 1 through 7, whatever. 9, no, it's not a thing. 3, whatever. I should probably roll like a D6 now. Yeah, that works. Okay, there's our 4. There's our 4 we got there. Okay, so these ones, not playing with today. Not going to see them. Am I sad about that? Yes, I'm a little sad about that. Because one of my favorite ones is not here, but there's some here that I've not seen yet, so... Alright, so let's choose based on our hero. But again, when you play the game a bunch, and you know, and you care, you know, you can analyze all of these, because you're going to fight 3 of them, and you can know everything about them, and you're going to only use one as your hero. And then this symbol here is for that universal hero stuff, so you can use this one in any game of 20 strong. But I like starting looking at the stats, and instantly, I probably would eliminate these 2, because I hate having a 1 recovery stat. Drives me bananas, unless there's a tactic that could help us with such bad recovery. I don't think so. This one kind of helps with recovery. At the start of the apply dice step, reroll any number on applied dice, then return or recover up to 2 dice. Just one-time use though. Not filling in for that weakness, but let's read them. Maybe because it sucks at recovery, it has some ability that makes that better, that, let's say, mitigates it. Let's see. At the end of each recover dice step, you may recover 1 blue or green for each incomplete opportunity in your inventory. Well, that makes up for it. The only problem is that means we're just holding them in our inventory. They count as items. We're not playing against the Scion that's making us discard items, so that's good. The only real issue I see is I don't see a single opportunity out here. And they literally all could be on the bottom of all these decks. They might be on decks I don't even travel to, that I try to clear out. So that's kind of annoying that we can't just go grab one to start with. That's just the shuffle, the randomness of the game, how it works. But so this is where we can sit here and decide though, like maybe in a different game where I see a bunch of opportunities on the top, I might go grab them right away and fill up my 4 item slots, starting 4 item slots with just opportunities, maybe not even do them, who cares? Because they give me a nice recovery for green and blue dice. And then I use my normal recovery, which is only 1, to grab my reds and purples, you know, that kind of thing. Not the worst. I don't know. Okay, let's check the other guy with 1 recovery. Oh, dirty old Decimus. I fight him every single time I play this game. This guy is a Primus I'm fighting, and he's super annoying. Yeah, when you fight Primuses, they don't benefit you. They only have a punishment, which is super annoying. Super annoying. You think you fight a mini-boss fight, you get something out of it? No, you don't. You don't. You just get hurt. So this guy, 3 health, 3 recovery. Those are both great. Or sorry, 3 health, 3 strategy, 1 recovery. Master Tactician. Your health can never exceed 4. Okay, sure, that's fine. Each time you use a single-use item, you may recover 1 die and or 1 health. Not really a fan. We're not guaranteed to always have single-use items. I mean, maybe there's a bunch of them here, but you always have an option. Like even on these sport guys, they could be taken for their single-use item, or you can just use them to recover recruit dice or get tactics, right? So you might not even have them in your inventory. So that kind of like forces you to kind of choose that way, which means it's hurting my recruit. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't know, not a fan. But is there ways to raise our stats? Maybe there's, this one says, instant effect, +1 to any stat, discard the top. Okay. Oh, and treat the enemy as defeated. Yeah, but this guy does 2 influence, man. I don't want to fight him. But I feel like all the ones that give you nice stat increasing effects, all kind of like are 2 bloodshed, which is so annoying. Oh, man. +1 to my lowest stat. Okay, this guy's only 1. Okay. +1 to my lowest stat. Although to fight him, we'd have to like fight something here, then fight something here, then fight something here to get to him to even get that stat. So we got to go through a bunch of crappy fights where we're recovering nothing to get to that, just to start recovering 2 dice. Not a fan. And then here is the generic, the one that I love in every single game of 20 strong. The one with 1 health, literally glass cannon, waiting to die in the first round of the game. We'll clean up and play again if we have to. But it has 3 strategy, so I can hold it to 3 items. I get to reroll 3 times in the fight, and I get to recover 3 dice. But they balance it in this one. It's like they knew I was going to play this one last, and instead of the usual allotment, so that just means instead of these starting dice, okay, We start with no purples, but we get 3 yellows instead of 2, 3 greens instead of 2, 3 blues instead of 2, but no purples. So all our purples would be in the training grounds. We'd have to work our way up to those. Yeah, tactics are single-use items, Logan. I get that, yes. But again, you're limited to how many you have, and I might not always use them. And I hate having to be forced to take tactics instead of getting dice back, especially fighting against this Scion. I'm now going down the line of play of like, let's empty this out. So if that's the play I'm going, I'm not usually gaining tactics off these cards, and then, or I'm keeping them as single-use items. So then the tactics are never grabbed. So I don't know. I kind of feel like the tactics might be ignored in this one based on this, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. That's just kind of the way they play. I feel like you always have to adapt, and I'm sure you know, Logan. I'm preaching to the choir here, but yeah, each Scion, you kind of have to like treat different aspects of the game, and you have to kind of change your strategy, which that's good game design, right? Is that they feel different. So in my head, there's 3 options on a sporting event, and like depending on the Scion, one option will be chosen more than the other throughout the play. You know, if I needed to have items to discard for that other Scion we were looking at, I would be basically not recruiting as many dice, maybe not taking as many tactics. Maybe the tactics would be fine, obviously, because they're an item slot, but yeah, so that's just where I'm going. That's what I'm thinking based on the Scion. But again, I could be completely wrong. During activation, you may move to a non-adjacent camp if its top card is opportunity. Let me see. I could go from, never mind, none of them are opportunities, but hopefully during the game we see some, which is kind of sad that none of them are there. So we can't like teleport. This guy lets us teleport around the map basically, which is kind of cool. So we purposely might leave some opportunities out there and try to skip by some, just so we have teleporting opportunities to jump over enemies maybe, and not have to run into certain ones. And that will help us manipulate our Scion influence deck, which is good. Then we have this guy who I can get behind 2/2/2. Okay, so at least has 2 recovery to start. Copycat, after completing a Primus conflict, so basically fighting a mini boss, recruit the strongest die in the training grounds. Okay, so in this case, I'd grab a purple from the training grounds, you know. Then you may place the defeated Primus card in your inventory as an item, hero side face up, and then use their ability as an ongoing ability. So let's say we fight Decimus and we defeat Decimus. Now I have this cool ongoing ability of my health can never exceed 4, and each time I use an item, I can do this. That's pretty cool, right? I like that one. I've not played with that one, but I like this idea here. But again, if we take a long time to fight a Primus, we're basically, this guy has no ability pretty much. Okay, he starts getting powerful fighting Primuses. Now, I would normally maybe be like, that's a little slow to get going. His stats aren't really that great off the start, but we are playing against this Scion, which we might not want to take too long to go fight. So we have a smaller Scion influence deck, which I think is generally what you always kind of want to do in this game. The only problem is, yeah, we also don't want to have our dice all beefed up either, because the more likely we roll hits, the harder she's going to be on that first roll of the fight. Yeah, you don't want to sleeve this game, Stephanie. No. All right. So, based on these choices, I'm choosing between these two. And I guess you're choosing. I'm not even gonna worry about the Primus side. Like, who cares? We'll just do it this way. So I don't want to have this stream going forever, but I want to get to the meat and potatoes, where we kind of decide, okay, you can't really see. I have it too zoomed in for Frosthaven, so we can read the tiny text on those cards. Okay. See if I can. Nope. Bear with me. Just smashing buttons over here. All right, I'm gonna put a poll in the live chat. You guys can decide which one we play with today. It's either the Parthian. Okay. Parthian or Aprilis. What you talking about, Aprilis? If I spelled that right. I don't know if I did. It's fine. You guys can decide which one are we choosing as our hero to lead our band of troops up Mount Vesuvius to smash Calliope in the face. Take her harp and stick it. Never mind. Jiggle the wires. Oh, Steven. It's all good now, right, Steven? I'm sure everyone would be yelling at me if there were sound issues. I'll go with either one. I'm fine with the challenge. It's fine. If one you think is better for the scenario, choose that one. If you want to just see a different one in play, see how it works, we'll try to figure it out. Again, I've only played twice, not a pro. But we'll try to make it work. We'll try to get to the Scion fight. Again, this guy could die right away. But I love this fun little mix of how just choosing this hero and the starting training grounds being different. I think it's very clever. The ability to jump all around is pretty cool. But man, 3 recovery. Oh. Yum, 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 yum. Just freaking love it. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, you guys choose whichever one. Get your votes in now. Oh man, this little game, an hour in and I haven't even started. What the hell? I should have skipped all the explanation. Oh man. You know it's a chip theory game when it's deceivingly short, but it's not. Extra long. All right, we're gonna close the poll. I do love it. All right. Locator, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Loquitur, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. All right, so we are going with Aprilis, 56%. Because you guys don't want me to play with the one I want to play with. So that's fine. That's fine. I'll remember that. I'll remember that. So here is our hero today. Again, refresher. 222 are the stats. Has a copycat ability. So we basically don't have to worry about it at all until we complete our Primus conflicts. So our mini bosses along the way. We'll get to recruit the strongest guy in the training grounds. You may place the defeated Primus in your inventory as an item, which sucks that it takes up an item slot. That really sucks. And we only can hold 2 items. So we can't get all 3 unless we raise that stat. And we use their abilities as ongoing abilities. But maybe, and here are the abilities. So that might make which order. So we could get this ability. But this one's not going to count, obviously. It would be this one. During activation, you may move around. Okay, not that great. I don't care. This one, each time. Okay, so maybe we want to fight this guy first. I don't know. But then based on his Bane, we might not want to. And can we ignore his Bane? Yeah, this guy's so annoying. All right. Banish any number of recruited dice such that the banished dice have at least 6 hits between... What? Banish any number of... Like, out of the game. Any number of recruited dice such that the banished dice have at least 6 hit sides between them. Oh. So I could just get rid of 1 red. Kraken Lance, you're an ass. But then you get to recover all your dice back that are exhausted. Or we could get rid of like 3 yellows, right? Okay, Kraken Lance we saved for last, I think. But activating enemies for this battle, you must select enemies with this or this if possible. Okay. The end of each recovered dice step, you may recover. Yeah, or we want to beat this guy first because his ability is pretty good. But we have to have incomplete opportunities. I don't know. Guys, I don't know. This all sucks. All right. We'll make it work, though. We'll make it work. So another choice you get to have that's in your control is now that these are our mini bosses we're fighting, we can choose where to put them. Since I don't care to sit here and analyze every single card, I will just put them. You have fewer dice recruited than you have in the training grounds. Ignore this bane. No, I don't think that'll ever be a thing. Recover all dice and swap your dice pool with all the dice in the training grounds. And that bane doesn't hurt us. Oh, I just realized this guy won't let us apply these dice to him. So we can apply blues and yellows basically only. So I got to keep that in mind. I need blue and yellow dice. I don't know. Is there a one we want to rush? So we could just beat one ASAP. And then get its ability. I don't know. I'll just put, let's put Decimus up here. I don't know. Decimus hiding up here. Okay. Then we're going to put, yeah, let's just put Kraken Lance down here maybe. And then we'll put the Parthian behind this one. Okay. So anytime you move to those camps, you can choose to start the Primus fight instead of dealing with what's on top. Okay. Let's set our stats here. Okay, we're 2, 2, and 2. All right. So here we could, so I'm going to just look at what's on the bottom here. This one's the only one that doesn't add to the deck that makes it harder later. The DJ Inn from the local tavern, playing all the beats. If there are more than 2 dice are applied to this enemy, -1 health. That's his, like, after the battle's done, or I guess after every time you resolve effects. Magic Lamp, a 1-use item. Ignore the Scion spectate penalty when spectating. It's 1-time use, or we can recruit a die, which would always be the weakest die from the training ground when you recruit, or we get a tactic. Oh yeah, what's our starting tactic? I forgot. So based on this guy's effect, which tactic do we want to take? We could take Adrenaline, 1-time use item at the start of the apply dice step, reroll any number of unapplied dice. Then return or recover up to 2 dice. Bolster health. After your health is reduced by any number, add 2 health. Hamstring. We could negate the effect of a single non-boss enemy, that means not a Primus or not a Scion, until the end of the current conflict. So there's something annoying like you can't assign purple and red dice, for example. Okay, that's annoying. We could use this to negate that effect. And then there's stun. This is if you're worried about going long in the fight, you can just nerf an enemy's attack for the suffer damage step so you don't get hit. If it's going to take you more than 1 round to kind of defeat an enemy, especially if you're at low health, this could keep you alive. Let me take a look here. I mean, these guys all on the bottom are only hit for 1. So if we're fighting one of these first, I'm not so worried about death yet. Oh, this one here says can't purple and red dice cannot be recovered during the recover dice step. But this one, I kind of want to avoid this guy maybe. But he also does +1 to anyone's stat. So maybe I just take him. Who cares? Because it's like worth it. And if that's the play, yeah, I'd probably take bolster health, maybe. Oh yeah, I can slide this guy over, actually. We'll put all our items. Maybe. Oh, loquitur's working. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I feel you, brother. I have to work right now too. So annoying, I know. Yep. I'd rather be anywhere else but work right now. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Jeffrey, how's it going? Okay. Thank you for all the support to the channel, by the way. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think we'll go with that. So the other tactics, they're just sitting here on the side. We can gain them and discard them. They go back here. They're available. Unless, you know, Decimus here wants to destroy them from the game. All right. So where are we going? Where are we starting? This guy +1 to any stat. And then I can discard the top bloodshed off of any deck. So any of these red cards. But I kind of don't really want to discard any of them. There's not really that bad ones. But if we do want to get to some opportunities, we should start discarding some cards. I mean, we could discard one that would normally go to the Scion Influence deck if we fight it. Yeah, I want to fight this Provocator? Provocator? Sounds like a Transformer. I don't know. Or a Decepticon, I guess. I don't know. Strengthen up to 2 dice and or return 1 die. But this guy adds an enemy to the fight right away. We'll pull in one of these adjacent enemies. More than 2 dice are applied to this enemy, -1 health. I'll probably just do this to maybe fire this off and like we get it going. I don't know. Yeah, let's just go here. It'll help us recruit. Or get another tactic, but probably recruit. All right, so let's just fight DJ in. So yeah, we gotta make sure we get a crit on a die. Otherwise, we're gonna lose that health here. If we do, it's a thing. All right, so we'll set the active area down here at the bottom. We're just fighting 1 because he doesn't pull in other enemies. So here's how the flow of the game works. Similar to the other 20 strong, but they have their own like modified like kind of phases here. So we have activation, which we must move to an adjacent camp. So during setup, we chose to start on that one. And then you spectate or activate the top card or Primus. Then you have engagement. You skip it if you chose an opportunity or you spectated. Then in the strategy phase, we'll repeat as many times as our strategy stat, where we commit dice, we roll those dice, then we apply hits. And then we keep looping that as many times as our strategy stat, which also is our item limit. Then we go to the resolve phase after we're done doing that a bunch of times, where we suffer any damage from undefeated enemies that are still in the fight. And then after effects, that's like this thing is an after effect. So this guy says if more than 2 dice are not applied to this enemy, or applied to this enemy, then we lose a health. So that will happen, whether he's defeated or not. Then we exhaust dice. So all the dice we committed, we exhaust them. Then we recover dice based on a recovery stat. Then we gain any item rewards. Then we clean up. And remember, if they're bloodshed guys, the red ones, we have to send a recruit back, like someone died. And then we send defeated Scion Influence cards to the deck, and we discard all the active cards. Janet, thank you for being a member for 30 freaking months. Thanks for streaming this. Now I have all 3 plays to reference when my pledge delivers. I'm sorry about that, Janet. Sorry you'll have to watch this again later. I apologize. Anyways, thank you. Thank you for the support. The long-term support. Very long. Love it. Yeah, so I don't know when pledge is arriving. It says it said on their website like Q4, right, or something. But I don't know what the latest update said or whatever. But it'll be a nice game when you get it, with better dice for sure, and a better chip and magnet. So yeah, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Definitely. All right. Let's see here. All right, so let's commit some dice. So any of these could roll a crit, but we only recover 2, right? And I only get 2 rerolls? Come on, man. Well, let's see what happens. Probably not the best guy to fight right away, but it's what we're fighting. We did it. We just needed a crit. So there's 1 die. There's another die. He's defeated. Okay. Then we do, was it After Effects? Nope, suffer damage, but nobody's there. After Effects, so there are no more than 2 dice. So we don't lose a health. We then exhaust dice. I'll put my exhausted dice here, different from my training ground. Okay. Then we recover dice, so we have a recovery stat of 2. I'll just recover the purple and the red. Okay. And then, gain item rewards. So now we have a choice of 3 options. We could put this guy in an item slot where we could ignore the Scion spectate penalty when spectating once. Or we can recruit a die right now from the training grounds to our dice pool. Or we gain a tactic. I want to recruit a die. So we always have to recruit the weakest die, so we're going to grab another yellow. We can strengthen this guy later up to a green, or strengthen another die up higher. But that's what I'm going to choose. And this guy just gets discarded because he doesn't have any Scion influence symbol. You know, he has no little fire on the back. So he's just out of the game. Okay? He's not going to punish us later. Which is why I kind of wanted to go there. I didn't want to get things out of control yet. So I just showed you recruiting. I can show you strengthening here. There's also strengthening here. This guy doesn't do Scion influence. We also want to leave guys out here too. There's a strategy of like where you clear, because remember, if we fight this guy, he pulls an enemy adjacent to him. And if that enemy has the symbol that's adjacent, it'll pull another enemy that's adjacent to that enemy. And it could like really spiral out of control. So you kind of want to have adjacent around these enemies, either a bunch of opportunities or kind of enemies that, at least one enemy that doesn't cascade to another enemy in the fight, unless you need that. Amanda, how's it going? Last I saw was October, but it was July, then August, then September. Oh. Oh, okay. Okay. So Janice says, I think October or November. Oh, okay, so soon. We're at the end of September here. So any day now, right? Or any month now, I should say. Cool. All right. So now we have to choose to move. We can't stay here. You ain't got to go home, but you best get the hell out of here. So we can go to one of these 2 adjacent spots. Remember, when we go there, we don't have to fight what's there. We could spectate. But I don't like her spectate ability at all. I don't like my odds of rolling a miss on a yellow, even though it's better odds to roll a miss. But when I played her before, anytime I rolled a yellow, I literally hit every single time. So I hate her. So I'm scared. But spectating would allow us to, like, we could go on this card, get rid of this guy. We could recover, we get a health. We get to go up 1 health. And, but we have to do her stupid effect, which could make the final fight worse. So I'm going to try not to spectate ever if I can help it. I want to get up to this guy to increase our lowest stat, but this guy does it too, so... Yeah, I think I fight this guy. I know it's so bad to put this guy in there, but it's +1 to a stat, and I would love another recovery. But then again, red and purple dice cannot be recovered during the recovery dice step. So I got to try to beat this guy with 4 damage off of, like, non-purple and red dice. Serenity now. Yeah, this might be bad. This is probably bad what I'm doing, but I'm going to do it. And we're going to fight the Volcanic Brute. I just love the back, like the full art that's there. I think it's really cool. So yeah, we're fighting the Volcanic Brute. So again, he's got 4 health. If we get damaged by him, we got to start losing some dice to the training grounds. So I can't recover red or purple dice. I can still use them in the fight, though. I don't know, guys. I can't recover all the dice anyway. I only have recovery stat of 2. But once I defeat him, instantly I get a stat bump, so I recover 3 dice. So I am going to put purple, blue, green, green. 4 hits, right? Recover. I get to recover 3. Yeah, let's just go with that. Get two chances. I don't know if that's right. Yeah, let's do this. I don't know. 5 dice for 4 hits. Probably bad. Oh man, what the hell? See, I didn't think that was overcommitting. I thought it was undercommitting, but the dice just laughed at me. And of course, okay. So we definitely defeat him. And when he's defeated, we can increase a stat by 1. And then it says on him, this is the instant effect that happens right away when we defeat him, before resolving anything else. Discard the top sport or bloodshed from any camp and treat that enemy as defeated. So you can't really use him to kind of keep stuff out of the Scion influence. So it's trying to make me discard one maybe that doesn't have Scion influence. I mean, this one doesn't have an ability, which is cool. So later in the Scion fight, we ignore this symbol. But he's a 2 hits for 2, 3 health. I mean, that's not bad. Yeah, I'll just discard this one because I don't want it cascading later. So it'll treat it as defeated though. So unfortunately, it's in here. We didn't get the benefit. Yeah, I don't know. I could have did this one and just so I don't have something in the Scion influence. Yeah, maybe I do that. Let's play smarter. Yeah, let's do this one. So it's just defeated, so it'd be discarded. I don't need that strength and die that bad. I mean, maybe, but I'm not going to, so. Oh, see, now this is a problem. Yeah, whatever. They're twins. Okay, so these all get exhausted. This guy's defeated. We have 2 in the Scion influence pile. And we can recover 3 dice, but not purple or red because that guy doesn't like us. So we'll just recover these. Okay, these will stay exhausted. Yeah. It's only overkill because I got lucky there, Dragon. Because normally I would only have 2 rerolls. So I don't trust the dice. Like if those rolled a bunch of misses, like half of them should have, I would probably been screwed on the reroll, still getting more misses. So yeah, I need to get this, strategy. I need to get the strategy stat up to like at least 3 in my head because I hate the 2 rerolls or less. It's not enough sometimes. So you have to overcommit just so you have the odds of getting dice that have hits. But it's what we did. It's fine. Yeah, I know it's so crazy how it's like, I thought it was under, like I thought I'd have way more misses and it would have been struggling to get the 4, but we got lucky there. Hopefully that happens not when we roll for her start of her fight. I hope there's a bunch of misses. Okay, so we cleared this one. Where are we going next? So we can go here, 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 or here. I think I want to get. I want to get up to here to +1 to our lowest stat, and we can bump our strategy up. This could help us recover up to 5 dice later. Yeah, let's go. Where do we want to beat this guy? I don't want to go after Kraken Lance too, but the enemies he'll pull in. He pulls in one enemy, but these are maybe trouble. Yeah, I don't think I should fight Kraken Lance yet. Thinking one of these two. Yeah, I'm gonna go here. Okay, we'll fight Marmillo. He says exhaust all hits rolled in the first roll dice step of the engagement. So how do we do this? So I'll just roll this one. So there's no hits. That was the first roll dice step. Now we'll roll these. And we got him. Okay, exhaust, defeated. He is now an item we have access to. A one-time use item to recover up to 5 dice. We do recover 3 dice right now. Yeah, we'll recover these 3. Okay. But once I discard his item, once I use him for the item effect, he goes into this pile here. I'm pretty, like 99% sure. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Okay. So from here, I literally can go here, 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 here. I want to get to this guy, so I might as well just go there. Okay. And now this guy's good to fight early. It does suck that he will show up later in our fight against the boss. Assuming we go more than 1 round. Because I'm sure I'll have other enemies in the pile. But his health is equal to +1 plus your highest stat. So he gets worse as the game goes on. And also he stops you from using items. But he's +1 to our lowest stat. Which I have a tie, so I could just choose, I assume. The day tracker does literally nothing in this game, except there are some Scions, I believe, or you can use it to track like modified health, or you could use it to track how much Scion influence is in this deck. They do recommend in the rule book to place them kind of off center, but then obviously this can get really messy. Like you have so many cards here to count. I don't care about counting, so I'm just gonna like, but you might want to, like when you're really trying to beat the game in a high difficulty, you might really want to track how much Scion influence is there. So we could use this dial to track what's in the face down deck the whole time. I'm not gonna bother, but you should probably. Don't do what I say, or do what I say, don't do what I do, okay? That makes sense, hon? But yeah, it literally just moves, it just says use the chip actually. So we could just use the chip to move around. We don't have to use this thing attached to it. But if we were using it as a tracker, we would. I'm pretty sure I read a Scion or something that says use the chip to track something. But I can't remember. Or maybe it was a Primus. I forget. I don't remember. I don't remember. But yeah, it's literally just your party moving around. I don't know. It's you can use whatever though. But at least it's in the game. All right. All right. Oh, we're fighting. Yes. So our highest stat is a 3. So his health is +1. To 3 is 4. So he's a 4 health enemy. Let's get him. All right. 2. And then we have one more chance here to get 2 more damage before he smacks us. And we got him. Boom, boom, boom. All right. And when he's defeated, +1 to our lowest stat. I'm going to give 1 to our strategy, so we can now hold 3 items, and we get 3 rerolls in fights, which is great. And he is going to go to this deck face down. And recovery. I don't know, man. Yeah, I think we're still okay. Oh, +1 to recovery. But again, it's 2 here. This is so bad. I'm so greedy, though. I want it. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go fight Mert of Egypt. If this enemy is defeated and has 4 or fewer dice applied to it, -2 health. Oh, that would kill us. This is probably not what you should be doing right now. I should probably only attempt this when I have 3 health. But even if she attacks us, we're dead too. But I'm so greedy, I want this. So there's a little balance here of like, we can't just keep assigning hits since she's the only enemy in the fight, because it keeps checking the state of the game after each die you apply. So yeah, I don't know how that works. Actually, that wouldn't make sense. I don't think we're supposed to fight her by herself. I don't know if you can keep applying dice after the last enemy is defeated. Committing dice, page 12. Let's find. Yeah, I might be walking into a trap here. All right, strategy phase. You may be able to repeat this phase. Okay, commit dice. The first step of the strategy, commit dice. Okay, roll dice, apply dice. You may apply hits to active cards, most commonly enemies, to deal damage to them. Hits are applied 1 at a time in any order, and you are not required to apply all rolled hits. Each time you apply a die, check to see if the state of play has changed. This most commonly happens when the amount of damage on a conflict card equals to or exceeds its health. Then I don't know how this one can literally get more than 4 dice on it. Am I drunk? Or can you keep applying dice after? Any during effects on active cards cease as soon as their conflict card is defeated. You make, oh, hold on, sorry. I'm so sorry. There's this line right here. You may continue to apply hits to cards even after they've been defeated if you wish. There, that all makes sense now. Forgot about that little one-liner at the end of that rules paragraph. All right, so yeah, we can just keep hammering. Okay, we can fight her. We can fight her. I was trying to think of like what? How are we ever going to get more than 4 hits on her, or more than 4 dice? You can't apply misses, and putting crits on her that reduces the amount of dice. And she only has 3 health, so it's like, how do you get there? All right, so we want, I don't know. We need 5 dice on her, right? 5 dice. We have 3 attempts. I'm gonna roll all these. This is what I committed. Okay, okay. Now here's the problem. Here's the problem. She has 4 or fewer dice, we're dead. So I'm gonna put this blue. I'm going to just put that blue. I mean, it doesn't, I need this green to roll a hit. So I probably gotta add. So here's the thing, I can only add like that many dice because if I can't defeat it, so I'm gonna add another green to the pool. I just need 3 3 more hits. Like 3 dice worth of hits, which I got it right there. Okay. Okay, so now it's defeated. Instantly, I get to increase my recovery to 4. Okay. She's going here. So that's like, we're already at 5 in there. That's like, yeah, this is a problem. I'm being super silly, but I don't know. YOLO? Okay, so 4 recovery. Should I just use this now, recover a bunch of dice? Probably. Hmm. Yeah, I think I do it. All right, I'm gonna move to here. We're gonna fight the shale lurker. Oh no! No, no, no. I was going for Kraken Lance, but he pulls in these enemies automatically that have these little symbols. So I wanted it to be where it was, but I have no way of like skipping over it. Oh, that sucks. Okay, yeah, let's fight this guy. Need 4 damage. All right, we got it. Boom, just like that. And then we'll recover 4 dice. This guy says discard as his after effect. We need to discard the top sport enemy from any camp. What? What? Bye. Oh wait, he's got ignore a bane. Oh, that's rare. I feel like it's rare. I only see like 1 a game. But we could ignore the bane on one of these Primuses. Oh man. But then it's 2 freaking sign influence. I gotta stop doing that. No, get rid of it. Get rid of the Camel Knight. So I'm not tempted. Yeah, get out of here. And it's just discarded, so it doesn't go here. And then we have the bottom to choose from. So we can save it as a 1-use item to move to any camp, which that's how you skip over. That would have been nice to have that kind of ability. But we will just put it here for now. And then where was I here? Okay. I will use this item. We'll just recruit a die. Oh wait, I think he goes here. Pretty sure he goes there. Let me just double check. Where do I have this digitally? I just want to know if Scion influence cards that I get as items, if they go there. I'm pretty sure they do, because that would be kind of broken if they didn't. Oh, sport enemy is blue. Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. Yeah. Sorry, I got confused there. I was just thinking any enemy in my head. But as you know, I have a problem with remembering what the things are called in Hoplomachus. They're all weird words to me. I don't know what a Scion is or a Primus. They're just made up words. Okay, during cleanup step, all defeated cards face down the bottom of the Scion influence deck. Some enemies grant as an item. The item is not granted so long as the item remains in your inventory. When you would discard an item with that, it's placed on the Scion influence deck. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So this guy, I couldn't do that with? Wait, which guy was it? Oh, it's this one. Camel Knight. He can't go, so it's got to be a blue? A blue, you're saying? Okay. Okay. No, I don't need glasses. I could read correctly. Glasses don't help with color, is my understanding. Maybe they do. It's more just reading comprehension. So it's a brain thing, not an eyeball thing. The information got through the eyes correctly. It just didn't process behind the eyeballs correctly, if that makes sense. So yeah. All right. Are we ready for Kraken Lance? We'll have to fight 3 enemies. This one's 6 health though. He's 5. That's like 11 damage. Not happening. I gotta get rid of this guy, unfortunately. Also, I swear there's green cards in these piles somewhere. There is opportunities, for sure. They are a card in the game, I swear. It's just the streamer luck thing. It's very rough that I can't go anywhere just to get a breather. I would have to spectate, and I don't want to do so. I'll probably spectate this guy. This. Okay, we have to dismiss all dice assigned to this, applied to this enemy. This goes exhausted. I'll recover. When you, oh yeah, I've used this one before actually. Okay, I see what we're doing here. I see what we're doing here. Hmm. I could just recruit a die out of here, or I can use this to duplicate a one-use item, basically. So this ignoring a Bane could be used twice. And we do have to fight 3 promises that all have Banes. Yeah, I'll keep her as an item. And then I say we fight this guy, but I don't like that he adds others to the fight. Mm-hmm. 10 damage. You think I could get 10 damage out of these dice? Probably not, right? Probably super stupid. But I want to fight this guy, but then he'll pull in another enemy. If I choose like this enemy who doesn't even hit back, goes only 3, he's going to pull in 2 more enemies, and they would have to be adjacent to him, so I could pull in like this one to stop the cascade or pull in this one. But if I pull in this one, it will pull in another. If I pulled in that one, it would pull in another, and I pull in another one, you know? It gets crazy. But this guy's already 6. He's got this stupid restriction, but he's got like the most powerful effect pretty much. At the end of each apply dice step, if you apply dice to any enemy besides this one, -1 recovery or 1 strategy. So you like literally have to defeat this guy first. So if you have another enemy in the fight, which he pulls in one, that has another ability, Like this, for example. Like this guy would break it, right? At the end of the first applied dice step of the engagement, if this enemy is not defeated, -1 health. So it's like either I lose a health from this guy not defeating him, or I lose another stat from this guy for not defeating him. It's crazy. But I could put this guy in, but that's the 10 I'm worried about. I think it's risky. Yeah, very different game, man. This is very different to the Too Many Bones and the Sentinels. Still the same DNA, though. I still feel like I'm playing a 20-strong game. Like, it still feels there. Like, I'm managing items. I'm managing which fights. There's cascading enemies. I'm worried about stacks. I'm planning for a final boss fight. I'm committing, applying, exhausting dice. It just has this cool little training ground thing, which I like to try to manage. And I'm not doing a great job at all. I'm not doing a great job at all with it. I need to get the purple dice out of here too. That's another problem. I don't know how that's going to happen. I can recruit one die of my choice with this one. Do I just go there and do that? I don't know. But then I got to go to these ones, and I don't want to go to these ones. All right. YOLO. Yep. YOLO. Okay. I'm just rolling it all. I don't know. I'm rolling it all. Okay, we got some crits. On yellows. Oh my. Oh my. Okay. At the end of each applied dice step, if you applied dice to any enemy besides this one. Okay, hold on. We can kill this guy. And a green. Look at this. Look at who expected these to roll hits even. Okay, there's only 2 sides on these that roll hits, and I got the crit. Okay, so this guy is dead right now. I don't have to worry about his effect anymore. And then we could just end the battle. What the hell? Wow. Wow. Okay. And then after effects, discard the top sport enemy from any camp. Sport. Blue, right? Let's get rid of this guy. And this one I'll just recruit a die. Okay. And then we recover 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. Yeah, we're kind of in a bad spot. So what do we do about that? Oh my god. Guys, I don't know. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We are, oh man. I think we're gonna go after Kraken Lance. He'll make us take this one, obviously, because that's his ability. So let's go here. And when you move here, we can choose to take on the Primus. Yeah, let's take on the Primus instead of fighting the top enemy. So this guy makes us add another enemy to the fight. And when activating enemies for this battle, you must select enemies that want to bring in more enemies. And it has to be adjacent to where he was. So I have to pick Velis here. Okay, let's do like this. Okay. And then Velis, because she came from here, I have to pick adjacent to her. So I have, and not the one she came from. So I could pick this one, but then this one will cascade. And I have to pick from around that one. So I'm obviously going to pick not this one either. I don't want that. So I'm going to pick one of these to kind of stop the pain train. This one will let me raise any stat. Oh, but it's 2 again. I need to stop doing it, but I'm doing it. I'm so greedy. And this, she's going to punish me for this so bad. Oh, I'm sure. Maybe not. Maybe. Because I can only roll so many dice, right? So if I have 4,000 influence in here, she makes me roll 4,000 dice. I only have so many dice to roll. So if I'm going over my dice pool, I might as well just go way the hell over, right? Deal with it. What are you going to do about that? Hopefully I just don't roll all hits. Okay, so I need to do 5 damage to him, 1 damage here, 3 damage here. Let's see, what do we got going on? Don't worry about the Bane until at the end of the fight. So that's a punishment later. I do have a way to ignore it if we need to, but I might be okay taking it because it'll let me recover all my dice. So maybe it's not the worst thing. We'll just have to banish a couple dice, which sucks, but this will do. Okay, Velis, dice cannot be applied to this enemy if there are any other undefeated non-boss enemies. So I can't put dice on her until she's defeated. And this one says, at the end of the first apply dice step of the engagement, if this enemy is not defeated, I lose a health. But she'll instantly give me a bump to a stat. I probably should go for health, right? But I'm a greedy boy, so I probably won't. Because I get a health off this one too. So let's do this. Okay. All right. Only have these, so let's roll them. This is risky. I'm gonna take a beating. Yep. I need to get the 4 damage in the first round so that I can bump my health up. So when he's not dead yet, I won't die. And then I'll get to bump my health up from bolster health. That's my theory. It'll like undo the health loss. Probably bad, but we'll see. Okay. I did not get the 4 damage I was looking for, but I have 3 attempts. I'll just roll it all again. Whoops, that yellow didn't make it in. Okay, still not what we're looking for. But I will take this yellow. Yeah, we might be in big trouble here, guys. Oh, I lose the health right now. Yeah. I lose the health right now, I just realized. I could have killed her, though. I misunderstood this. Yeah, I could have killed her. Which I should have done. Yeah, 1 sec. I need to go back to that first applied dice step. I had 3 dice. I'm like 99% sure. I need to do it then. I was thinking the first like engagement round or whatever. Okay, hold on. I'll find out what it was. The red and 2 purples. The red and 2 purples were hits. And these 2 were misses. So I'll apply these here because I don't want to lose a health. Okay, then I'll roll these on the second of 3 attempts. Yeah, I forgot she required that. Dice cannot be applied to this enemy if there are any other undefeated. Oh yeah, and this will give me instantly +1 to any stat. So let's increase. Let's go with our recovery. 5. Okay, we get 1 more attempt here. Please roll a hit, or we're dead. Okay. And then she'll raise our health to 3. Okay, Kraken Lance, unfortunately, we could not defeat. So... Oh yeah, he's going to add another enemy. I forgot about that. That's okay. All right. exhausted. These two are defeated. I did their little abilities. Oh yeah, we got to suffer damage first of 2. And then when we lose that 2, I'll just increase by 2. So there you go. That's used up. I could discard this this one to keep that card, but I'd rather double the ignore a Bane one. I think that's more clever. But who knows? Okay. Oh yeah, he doesn't pull in another enemy. That was her that does that. She does it at the start of every round. That's not him. I'm like confused myself. That's only at the start of battle. So now we just have him to fight. We do get to recover 5 dice though. And we need to get him for 5. So 3 attempts. I'll put the blue there. Attempt number 2. Attempt number 3. Yeah. Oh my god. Ah, come on, where's the crits at, man? Okay, so we got him. Okay, defeated. So now here's the thing. Does this Bane hurt me that much? Banish any number of recruited dice such that the banished dice have at least... Oh, I do that at the very end. So no suffer damage, no whatever. Recover 5 dice though. Then I'll just get rid of... let's get rid of a blue and a yellow maybe. Whoops, banish. Banish from the game. Blue and a yellow. Normally I would go for all the yellows, get rid of 3 yellows, but again, we're gonna have to roll a whole bunch of dice against her and we want them to all be misses. So that way we don't get punished too hard. So having yellows in that fight actually is good. And then we recover all dice. I don't know. And then, because of my ability, after completing the Primus conflict, finally, our ability pays off. He's going to copycat. We get to recruit the strongest die in the training grounds, which is a purple die. So we gain a purple. Look at us. Then you may place the defeated Primus card in your inventory as an item, hero side face up, and use their ability as an ongoing ability. So unfortunately, we don't have any incompleted things, but I'll keep it for now since we have the space. We can hold up to 3 items. So we'll just keep him there as an item. Yeah. Okay, 1 out of 3 promises down. All right. Let's look at this guy again. I might go for him next. Let's take a look. Oh, yeah, I forgot about this. So we can't apply red, purple, or green. So maybe I should have got rid of like green dice. I could have got rid of 2 greens, right? No, I don't have 2 greens. I only have 1. Okay, never mind. I do get to ignore his Bane, actually. Oh, so I don't really need the 2 Bane uses. Whoops. Whoops. Yeah, okay. I mean, I could go after that guy soon. I'm gonna go here. I will roll these 3 dice. This guy lets me get rid of the top bloodshed enemy. Okay, got him. I guess I could have rolled more because my recovery is 5. I don't know why I keep thinking it's 3. But yeah. Discard the top bloodshed enemy from any camp. And this is +1 to your lowest stat. So I'll say my lowest stat is strategy. So now I can hold 4 items and I get 4 reroll attempts. Man, this Scion influence is nutty. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm in trouble, guys. I'm being so silly. But whatever. Oh man. Okay. Howdy, Kanji. Howdy. All right. Yeah, notice this. Some of the cards actually benefit you if you're playing against a certain Scion. So this one says if Pluto's a Scion, you get an additional ability. I've seen a few cards in the game that actually are, I think there's probably one for each Scion. But that's the first one I've noticed today. But there's a few opportunities that do it too. All right. Go here. We'll fight the Parthian. I think. Oh yeah, I didn't recover. I didn't finish recovering. Definitely can recover those. Okay. The Parthian. It's going to pull in one enemy. He was from here. So we'll do another promise fight. Who do we want to pull in? We can pull in anyone adjacent. But if they have one of these, it'll cascade. So we should probably choose this one, or this one if we don't want that to happen. I should choose this one if I don't want more crap to go in that deck. Oh, I've not seen these yet, but there's effects in here that discard the top card of the deck. 2 cards, top 2 cards. So I could reduce that. Oh, man. I don't really see those ever. -1 health to 1 active Primus. What? What is this guy? Got an ongoing ability that reduces health to an active Primus. So I want to fight this guy in the fight, right? So he's reducing his health? Yeah, I've not seen this enemy yet. Or at least I haven't noticed. That's crazy. Okay. Huh. Okay, sure. Okay. So I can't apply purple, red, or green to this guy. So let's roll some yellows, but we only need 2 hits, right? So sure. Yep. Roll once. We have 4 attempts. Okay, yeah. See, that's the more roll I'm used to. The one that has no misses is the only one that hits. Serenity now. Okay, let's try again. Okay. Double hit. So we can kill the Primus instantly with a yellow. Got him. I'm not going to apply any of these. So that was number 2, right? I think. So we need 4 more damage. Oh my god. All right. We're pulling in more. We have to. This is not working out. Yeah, okay. We got 5. Yeah, those dice were sucking. Okay. And this guy's an instant effect. Discard up to 2 cards from the top of the Scion influence deck. All right, he's gone from the game. He doesn't have Scion influence. 1 and 2 are discarded. Out of the game. Done. Beautiful. All right. I wish I knew that was the thing. But again, you don't know where those guys are hiding, right? So it's like if they don't show up in a game, they don't show up. All right. This guy's defeated. We do have room for this ability. During activation, you may move to a non-adjacent camp if its top card is an opportunity. Again, there are opportunity cards in the game, guys. I just don't have any on the top of the decks. Whole game here. I don't know what's happening. Okay, so these are all my items. Okay, we're going to recover 5 dice. Okay. Dunzo. We also, after completing a Primus conflict, recruit the strongest die in the training ground. So we get another purple. And then we got this ongoing ability, which is freaking useless. All right. Again, thanks everyone for picking this one. I appreciate it. Also, thanks to me for shuffling the deck very poorly to having no opportunities. Serenity now. Where's the Bane, actually? The Bane didn't apply, I don't think. Yeah, because I had more recruited dice than the training ground, so I ignored that. I forgot to mention that earlier. So we don't do the Bane. Because I definitely have more dice recruited in my exhausted and my dice pool than we have in the training grounds. If it wasn't, we'd actually flip them. So if you're really having a bad day, or it's early in the game, you can flip them. And then that's why he's like, has that ability. But yeah. There are times where we have to discard items. So maybe we just pitch this one. Okay, we're sitting here in the middle. We go after Decimus. Are we like ready for the final fight? I don't know. I kind of want a few more green dice, but I mean, because they are the lowest dice there. So if we recruit from the training grounds, we actually get those. So what I have to realize is with this Primus, he pulls in 2. He pulls in 2 baddies. He's 5 health, hits for 2. So if he pulls in 2, I always got to be kind of preparing the battlefield. So he'll pull in one of these 3 adjacent. So I obviously don't want to pull in this one because it'll cascade. So I do have it ready to pull in these 2 guys. They are 7 total health. At the end of the first apply dice step in the engagement, if this enemy is not defeated, lose a health. That's bad. Before the suffer damage step, roll any yellow die. If it rolls a miss, this enemy's attack is 0. Oh, so this guy's like not even bad. Yeah, let's just go get Decimus. Let's go get him. Coming for you, bro. And after this, we have to fight the Scion. I don't think I'm ready for it, but are you ignoring his Bane? Yes. Yes. Yeah, I ignored his Bane. Yeah, if I have fewer dice recruited than in the training grounds, ignore this Bane. So I have more dice recruited, so I don't do it. But if I didn't, it means I'm having a real bad time in the game. So this guy would actually allow me to flip them. So all my dice in my dice pool would go into here, and then I would get all the dice that are in the training grounds here. And then I go on with my day. But I ignore this. I ignore this. Okay. So Decimus. Yeah, let's fight Decimus. And we'll pull in 2 enemies. So we'll pull in this one. And this one. And now we have an empty spot, so we can't travel through there. We have to like go only to places with cards. Boom. So here's our fight. So if this guy's still alive when we go to suffer damage, we can roll a yellow die if we miss, which is 4 out of 6 sides. He doesn't hit us for 3. I want him dead before that because that's gambling. I don't want to gamble. This guy, if we don't kill him in the first apply dice step, we're going to lose a health, which I kind of am okay with, but I should try to avoid that. Because then if we don't have this guy killed, we're going to take 2 hits. So I'm probably like not ready for this fight, but we're going to go for it. And he also says we can't use items right now. So until he's dead, we can't use items. Yeah, that's fun. That's fun. All right. Just roll it all. Let's roll it all. Probably shouldn't do this. I probably shouldn't have gone to fight him already. I probably should have cleared this and maybe get a different enemy under there. I don't know. But this is what we did, and we're dealing with it. Because the cool part is, which I'm not showing you today, which I've seen in every playthrough I've done, is if you can get some of these on the top, and an enemy wants to pull in more, and any adjacent spots don't have enemies, they can't pull anyone in. So what you kind of want to do is build up around the Primus where you just get opportunities on the top. And you try to not clear them or make easier enemies on top. But I'm frustrated that I've not even seen these in the game yet. which is annoying. And I don't want to waste more time running around and getting them. I'm kind of fed up by now. So I'm just going to YOLO it. But normally I would probably take my time, maybe against a different Scion, and try to set up the Primus fights a little more in my favor by having like Decimus not be able to pull into enemies, because I could have, as long as one of two of the adjacent slots became opportunities, but it didn't happen. So I'm not going to worry about it. But normally I'd probably do that. Should not have ignored the Bane. Am I like misunderstanding something? Brother Oak? Can you explain it to me? What is happening? What are you guys talking about? Am I wrong? So after the fight was over, right? The last Primus, I recovered my dice, right? And then you read the Bane when the fight's over. If I have fewer dice recruited than you have in the training grounds. So I have recruited 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 dice recruited. Oh, okay, hold on. You did not have fewer dice. Oh, okay, hold on. If you have fewer dice, guys, I'm so sorry. Oh, I think you're right. I'm like so confused by the statement for some reason. Okay, I see. So it is punishing more than, okay, I get it. Wow. You guys just kept saying the same thing. I needed like somebody to explain it. Like, Rob, you're reading it wrong. Like, read it slower or, oh my God. Okay, hold on. If you have fewer dice recruited, ignore the Bane. So I don't ignore the Bane. Recover all dice. Okay, hold on. Recover all dice. Then swap all within the training grounds. Okay. So then I need to ignore the Bane. Thank you. I get it. It is a rarely bad Bane. I see what's happening. Okay, I misunderstood it. I thought it was one of those like kind of catch-up mechanics. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll use this item to ignore the Bane. So this does work out what I did. When using a different one-use item, discard this instead. So I'm going to use this item, but I'm going to discard this instead. So I still have a way to ignore a Bane. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I didn't understand, like, man. Yeah, nobody's like, just say I'm completely wrong. And I'm misreading it. I didn't understand. Yeah, Brother Oak, I didn't know if you were talking about, like, I should have ignored it using this. That's what I thought you said when I first read what you said. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, this one's discarded. And it doesn't have Scion influence, so it goes to the discard pile, right? Okay, so we have 3 items out of 4 we can hold. All right, we got there. So I'm still going to fight Decimus, right? We're still good? Yes. So let's just roll it all. I should have read in a different color. I don't know. It's like a weird sentence to me. It definitely is weird the way it's written. Like it just might, like, I don't know. I don't know. It makes sense though. It does make sense. But it's like, should it have been worded like, if you have... No, it's right. I don't know. It's still weird to me. I'm still having trouble with it. I don't know. And I don't know why. I'm like wired weird or something. It still doesn't work for me. But whatever, it's what the card says. I'll never be playing the game again, so it doesn't matter. But thank you for catching it, though. At least the playthrough is corrected somewhat. All right, so I will be putting these two... Okay, so hold on. Back to the fight we're in now that I'm so confused. All right, let's try to get through the playthrough here. Okay, so... the end of the first apply dice step of the engagement, if this enemy's not defeated. So we need to defeat this guy. Okay, hold on. So we're going to put 2 on this guy for sure. And let's do this blue one. Okay. This guy defeated. He says gain the top opportunity from any camp of course, there's none, which I could have set this up, but I didn't. Or I can recruit a die or gain a tactic. So if I recruit a die, it'll be the weakest here, so I can get a green, which is probably fine. Or a tactic. Is there a tactic that'll help me in the final battle? Maybe stun? Yeah, maybe I do stun. Or I do the green, so I have another dice that might roll a miss. Yeah, maybe I do the green. I'll regret that later, though. Like, we're going into the boss fight no matter what after this. Yeah. Yeah, Dan. So like I said at the beginning of the stream, like this version, I played it twice already, and I'm playing it today on stream, and I do think it looks great. It definitely looks great. It is an amazing version of 20 Strong, but if I was going to play any of the 20 Strong decks again, it'd probably be like Solar Sentinels, or maybe the Too Many Bones one, or a new one that comes out in the future, right? They're going to do more, right? There'll be crowdfunding campaigns. Because just picture Final Girl, right? Like, again, this is Chip 3's version of Final Girl with the modules, and they've made like a foundational kind of like console to plug in different cartridges, let's say. So in reality, the way I play games on stream, and I do this for a living, I constantly play different and new games, right? And people have been asking me to play this one, which I wasn't really going to stream. I had no interest in it, but I did play it because you guys asked for it. But I'll never play it again on stream, right? Probably never play it again in real life. So I'm just being honest. So I don't have to worry about ever like seeing any of these cards again or getting these rules wrong or whatever. Because I'm just playing it today to make the video, and then I'll just be playing like other games. So yeah. Just like most content creators, right? That tell you like this game is the best game ever. But in reality, it's like, you know, they move on, and like you'll think like, why they don't play that game every day? They said they love it, it's their favorite game. It's like you just can't, right? So yeah, that's just what I mean. So yeah. It's not that I hate it. This is awesome. This is awesome, FYI. I just don't have time to play like these little games like this. Because I have many other bigger games to play. That's the play. So there you go. All right. So yeah, don't take it that way. If that makes sense. Yeah, it goes with what I was explaining earlier in the stream. Dan, sorry. I forget. Some people aren't here the whole stream. So okay, so this here. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? I need to defeat this guy. I can't leave this guy, right? So I definitely want to assign this one here. Do I need to use items now? I don't think so. Yep, let's just roll it all again. Attempt number 2, right? Yell at me if I'm on the wrong attempt number. I keep losing track, I'm sure. Oh, look at these crits. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to put 1 crit here. This guy's defeated. He says, okay, this guy's an instant. Strengthen up to 2 dice or recruit any 1 die. So I can show you strengthen finally. All right, let me show you how strengthen works. So you can't strengthen something that's applied to a card, okay? I can strengthen something that's unapplied, something exhausted, something in my dice pool, okay? And strengthening him is strengthening him with the training grounds. So if I wanted to strengthen this die, I can't, because strengthening would raise the die 1 step up in strength, right? So this purple, the only way to go up is red. There is no red in the training grounds. I can't strengthen this die. I can weaken this die to the next level down. And by next level, if there were no blues here, if I wanted to weaken this die, I could weaken it to a green, even though it's multiple steps down. It just has to be something that is not equal, but is like less than. And strengthen is the same way above, right? So if literally in my training grounds, I only had purple dice, and I wanted to strengthen a yellow, let's say I wanted to strengthen this die, I could strengthen it to this purple here, because it's like the next above available, okay? But if there's no a valid choice, you can't do it. Now I got to reset this back the way it was. Okay, this was a dupe, right? A 2. Oh yeah, I killed him, right? Yeah, we can just overkill him, right? Right? Got him. But I want to strengthen first, right? So I haven't applied any of this stuff yet. So what we can do is strengthen. See, I want to strengthen these yellows. Unfortunately, I could only strengthen. Oh, I can strengthen these two, right? This green and this yellow. So I think you just take it like this, you know, right? I could do it like that, I think. Yeah, these are Dan, exactly. Okay, so I stand corrected. I say the only problem with this one, it feels like more of a table hog than the other 20 strong decks, but I might be crazy because I'm playing on a different mat. But for portability, I feel like the Solar Sentinels one took up the least space again, and it comes like, I know you can just replace, you know, I could just take this one out and put like, you know, this one in. But I like the simplicity of the Solar Sentinels one, and it still was clever. And it's different, right? If I want the too many bones feel, I play too many bones. But you bring up a good point. If I was going to a convention or traveling or, you know, just in a hotel room and it's raining outside and I'm on vacation, yeah, I'd probably bring as many as I can carry and play whatever I'm in the mood for, because they're all small, right? So I stand corrected. It's not that I will never play this again, but most likely I won't. But I would probably take one of the other decks over it, is what I should say. Even though this is probably the best one, in my opinion. But my opinion only means so much, right? I love this one. I do like this one very much. But it is a beast, just like Victorum is, right? They're all beasts. Like, it's crazy. Crazy how this is so similar to the main game. Like, it feels so much like it. The only thing I wish that I missed from Victorum is a traveling around the map. And I don't know how they would do it on a card, like they'd have maybe a mini map or something, where you're like moving a die around on it or something, but I don't know how they don't have the components really for it. So I see what they are doing, but yeah. We're just telling you to get a piece of lint to move around on the map, and like we move to the map, and then based on where you go, you play against certain cards. But I know they had to keep it like as simple to the 20 strong DNA as possible. But yeah, it's the only thing missing from Victorum, I feel. And the uniqueness of arenas and things. Okay. I think that's how you strengthen, but yeah. Rob says at least this is a game you can fit in between playthroughs of other games. Yeah, if you're quick with it, but as you guys see, I know some of you are solo players like me, and this 30 to 40 minutes is a lie, especially when you're learning the game and like really trying to figure out and read cards and keep reading the premises over and over again. I'm sure it could be 30 to 40 minutes if you've played it like many times and you like can just tell what cards do by looking at the art quickly. But to me, this is easily like like an hour to an hour and a half game. So I don't know how much you can put that in the filler category, or if you just mean like play on an evening when you have less time between your bigger game days and game nights, right? Between bigger chip theory game sessions, you know? But if you mean like during a board game day when you have friends come over and you just need something to warm them up, this is a solo only game, but you know what I mean? It's like, no, I don't know about being a filler, but playing between bigger game sessions. Yeah, that makes sense. That's probably what you mean. Lint is a premium component expansion. Yeah. Dig in your belly button, find component, use on map. Yeah, I can see that in a rule book. We've seen FFG say, you know, find opaque container, find suitable replacement. You know, we see that in board game rule books all the time. If you ever run out of said token, find suitable replacement. Find pocket lint. All right, so anyways, we do kill this guy. We know we killed him, right? Oh yeah, I can't assign that one, but you get it. All right. So again, we can take the strongest die from here because of our copycat ability. We have room for this guy, so we can get his ability. Each time you use instant thingy-majigger, you may recover one die. The only problem is we have to fire off his Bane. So I feel like I should do that. That's at the end. Let's do it all in order. So we have no after effects. We're going to exhaust all these dice. Okay. These guys are defeated. We already got their abilities, right? Actually, hold on. Is there a way I want these guys to go in there? No, not really. Like this, maybe? Okay. Then we recover 5. I don't want to do this. I'm going to recover these 5. Assuming I understand how she works. I might be wrong, but let me just read. So the reason why I'm taking all the less dice, right? So on setup, recover all. Oh, you recover all dice anyway. Ah, she's got me. I forgot about that step. So I am going to discard to ignore this Bane. So I'll use Camel Knight's ability. We'll ignore the Bane. And the reason why is this like the worst, right? You guys know I love raising my like recovery and strategy stats to like the max. And this says either banish a tactic. So we would have need to been collecting tactics over and over again instead of like recruiting dice or taking those sporting events as like single use items. But instead I've been ignoring that and not taking tactics as I probably maybe should have a few times. But I have to make the choice 4 times. So if I'm not holding all 4 tactics, I'm going to have to start reducing any stats. I could probably reduce my health, probably reduce my strategy once, but I don't want to do it 4 times to my stats. I don't feel I'm that overpowered or anything. I have a 3, a 4, and a 5, right? I could reduce the 5 maybe by 1, but still 4 is just too much for me. 2 or 3, Decimus, maybe I'd make a deal, but I'm not. So I'm just going to ignore the Bane by discarding the Camel Knight. And that means we ignore the whole Bane. I'm sure we don't get to recover all dice. Thankfully, she gives us our dice back, but we kind of don't want our dice back because of her stupid ability. So I'm seeing what she's doing. And then a copycat, we got the strongest die from there. And we're going to take this ability, which we'll never do. All these abilities, I'm never even using them ever. Because we didn't see opportunities to fill here. We also didn't see opportunities to jump from. And we also don't have any other single-use items to use. But we could get some in the fight. We could get some in the fight based on the enemies that we fight. They still give you their bonuses and stuff. So some of these, obviously 2 of them are useless, but I still like having them here as like trophies, right? They're the heads on the pikes of the, the mini bosses I fought. Okay, so now it is time for the boss fight against the one you chose, Calliope. Okay, so now we discard all of the stacks. All discarded. Mount Vesuvius crumbles. We need our stack we've made of Scion influence. That will be a thing. We need our Primus, our Scion. We now flip the Scion. She's going to activate, pull in an enemy from the top of this deck. She'll reveal an enemy, so you just keep it face down. She reveals the top enemy at the start of each round. So hopefully we can kill her in like 1 round. Be amazing, right? Then we don't have to keep doing that over and over again. Or we just kill her in the first round, but it's harder said than done. So we're going to recover all dice as part of setup, okay? So I'm taking all of these dice over here, and I'm recovering them to our dice pool over here, okay? Then roll a number of dice from a dice pool equal to the Scion influence. This is where I took too long and maybe was too silly putting in all the doubles in here, okay? Let's see how bad it is. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? Probably more than I have for dice, right? I think 17 tops, right? I banished 2 in the game. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 11 dice. So that's as many as I can take. So unfortunately, again, don't play the way I play. It's not, I'm not making a strategy video, okay? All right. Learn from my mistakes. All right. Then based on that roll, any ones that get a single hit symbol, so not crits or not misses, that's what we wanted. And that's why I wanted weaker dice. Unfortunately, we didn't get as many greens. We have too many purples here and stuff, but I couldn't not take the power. It's like I'm falling into the traps of I want the best dice, right? But that's not what you should be doing, I think, against this tyrant or this Scion. So we have to place them above her and return the rest to our dice pool. And then she says she has this ongoing ability. Before you can apply hits to her each engagement, you must exhaust hits. So remember, a crit is still a hit. It just deals 2 damage. But we must exhaust hits equal to the number of dice above her. So see how it can get super bad? We have no dice above her to start because we never spectated. But imagine we spectated a couple times and dice, she had like 2 or 3 dice above her. And then we rolled all these and we got a bunch of hits. How are we going to exhaust that many hits to even apply damage? It would take forever, right? And then we're going to keep getting hit by her and she's going to keep adding enemies into the fight. It'll just like never end, right? So hopefully we get lucky here at the beginning. If we don't, hopefully we can survive, but we only have 3 health. So I don't know how many rounds we can survive her smacking us. And we have no items to help us. So yeah, we're in a bad spot. Again, I normally would have taken longer. Since we already are rolling all our dice, who cares? I should have got even more Scion influence. Who cares, right? But I just don't want the playthrough to go forever. But yeah. Again, we had no opportunities too. That really bugs me. That's so weird, right? I could have just kind of dug a bit more to find some, but they might not even been ones that are good for us in this playthrough. So who knows? We can look at some in a minute just to see what was possible, and I'll explain how they work. I kind of explained at the start, but all right, so let's roll all of our dice. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right. So she is taking these away from us. Oh my God. Even the yellow rolled a hit. Oh my God. So the crits, I don't worry. So these are the dice in my dice pool. Yeah. I'm in trouble, guys. We're not winning on the first engaged round for sure. Yeah, that sucks, right? This is why I didn't want to have the higher dice. You want like the greens and the yellows, but they don't all miss. That sucks. Okay. Okay, so let's get our first enemy. This guy will allow us to strengthen dice. That's okay, but anyways. All right. Let's go. It says during the recover dice step, you may recruit anyone die from her. Oh, hold on. Okay, so just so you know, the first time I played her, I rolled only 2 hits. I got so lucky. It was the red. No, I think even the red was the crit. But I think I got like a purple and a blue. Everything else was a big fat miss. Like not even crits. I think I had like 1 crit. Everything was a miss when I played her this morning. So yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. I also played longer where I had way more Scion influence too. So it was even worse. But it does say here, I forgot to keep reading this. During the recover dice step, so every round, I may recruit anyone die from above her. So I can slowly reduce this number over the fight as we go, right? And again, I have to defeat all enemies in play. I don't have to clear the deck, but the way this rolled, I might. So we'll see. All right, here we go. All right. Do I just kill this guy? Probably, right? I'm not going to be able to exhaust 6 hits. I only have 5 dice. So let's just... Yeah, I don't think it matters. I think I just kill him. Oh, but the strength and the dice thing. Here's the problem. I don't know for her. She makes you dismiss dice, and dice dismiss to the training ground, but she overrules that, and you place them above her. So my question is, if I'm strengthening dice or weakening dice or recruiting dice, could I recruit them from her? Or no, probably not. Probably not, right? Only because she breaks that rule on her card. Yeah, I'm going to say I can't. But I was wondering if I could strengthen to some of these. That would be interesting. But I don't really want to leave these here. I want to get rid of them, so I should probably only strengthen from there. But yeah, it's weird because you're like dismissing and recruiting from here, but you're strengthening and weakening only to here. But you can recruit and dismiss from here. Okay, so maybe we want to do this a little different then. Let's only assign these ones. Because we can't strengthen assigned dice. That's what the problem is. So I need this purple to hit. There. Okay. 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 All right. Relax. Okay. So we'll strengthen. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter because there's only green there. I can only strengthen one anyway. Yeah, I can only strengthen one. Oh, well. Oh, it says or recruit any one die. I guess it didn't matter. So I'll just get a green. It's both the same thing. It's both the same thing. Yeah. No, you can strengthen dice that are exhausted, unassigned, or in your dice pool, right? Right? Or am I misunderstanding something? To strengthen a die, dismiss a die, then immediately recruit a die of the next highest available strength. To weaken a die, dismiss a die, then immediately recruit a die of the next lowest available strength. When strengthening or weakening, the newly recruited die must be placed in the same area that the initial die was dismissed from. A die is ineligible to strengthen if there's no stronger dice in the training grounds, and it is ineligible to weaken if there's no others available. Where did it talk about they can be from anywhere? Maybe it's here. I know you can only recruit to the dice pool. And you can dismiss from any area except for those banished or applied to cards. Maybe that's what I'm misunderstanding. So recruiting and dismissing, you can dismiss a die from any area except for banished or applied to cards. But strengthening, maybe I can strengthen ones that are applied to cards. Yeah, maybe I'm mixing those two together. Because it does say it can go to the same area where it was dismissed from. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, no, I am right. Okay. Dismissing is part of, I read that, I fully understand it this morning. Yeah. Dismissing is part of strengthening. So I can't dismiss a die that's banished or applied to a card. So that means I could do it from my dice pool, my committed but not applied, and my exhausted area. All those 3 spots where dice can be, out of the 5 spots where dice can be. And actually 6 with this Scion. Which is why I was like kind of confused that the Scion adds a new spot where dice can be. That's where I'm going. So to strengthen a die, I must dismiss it. The ones that are on cards, I can't dismiss those. So what I can do, strengthen up to 2 dice or recruit any 1 die. So what did it look like? It was like, I don't remember what it was like. It was like this, right? This was my training grounds before. So I can't strengthen this. I can't strengthen these. So I can only strengthen this one because there's a valid stronger die there. Or I could just take any 1 die and just take this one, which is what I should have done. What I should have done, right? It doesn't matter what these are. Oh, I guess I could have put the crit yellow and crit green, right? Is that what I had? Or I should just re-roll all of them, right? I should just re-roll all of them. But it doesn't matter because I can't put anything here anyway. Yeah, I can't apply any to her anyway. So I won't apply any to her because I can't. So then we will do after effects. There are none here. We'll exhaust all these dice. This guy's defeated. We'll recover dice. So we can recover 5. Okay, 5 dice recovered. But also, she says, during the recover dice step, you may recruit any one die from above her. It doesn't have to be the weakest. It says any one die. Right? Any one die from above her. Okay? So now I got the problem. So at the start of the round, we're going to get a new enemy. And it is Cataphract. So we have to defeat him in the first apply dice step. He'll also allow me to maybe recruit. Or I can gain a tactic, actually. Yeah, maybe we do that. No, I can't even apply dice to her. Look, look, look. Before you can apply hits to her, each engagement, you must exhaust hits equal to the number of dice above her. So remember, she had 6 dice above her. With 5 dice, I can't roll more than 5 hits. And remember, crits are still 1 hit, but deal 2 damage. So it's impossible for me to exhaust enough dice to then even have dice left over to apply hits to her, right? So I slowly have to build up my dice pool so that I can exhaust dice to deal damage to her a little bit at a time. Oh, I also have to suffer damage because she was not dead, right? And then she keeps bringing out a new enemy every round, so we could be here all day. No, Liberty. If I played Victorum, you would have seen it on the streams. So yeah, maybe somebody else in the chat has played it. Yeah. What you've seen me play at Victorum is everything I've played, except for the play I did before that. And even that wasn't even a full playthrough because that game is way too long. But again, they're fixing that with expansion supposedly and giving options to make a quicker campaign. But I love that it's a huge campaign. Don't get me wrong. It just doesn't fit. If I'm not streaming it, like, it takes too long for the time I have to learn other games and stream other games, right? So no. Yeah. Yeah. That's like a game you could just play for like a year. Trying every single combination and like how long they take. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, so my thoughts are still the same as they were at the end of that campaign playthrough. If you're asking, like, do I have any new thoughts on the game? No, I don't. No, I don't. So whatever I said there is what I felt, and still what I feel. Okay. All right. Yeah, if I could play that game again in like shorter streams, it'd be awesome, but then it would take even longer. I'd be playing it for like a month. And it's tough. It's definitely a game to set up solo and just play a little bit and walk away, play a little bit, walk away, not have to clean it up, not have to save it, just play it. It's saving is fine, but it's like there's the save spots are like so far in between, like far apart, I should say. All right. So again, I can't apply any hits, but I will apply these and this and kill him so I don't lose health. And then he has an instant, gain the top opportunity from any camp. There's no camps anymore. Or I could recruit a die from here, which would be the yellow, because it's the weakest one. Or I gain a tactic. And I'm going to gain bolster health. Sure. Yeah. Because I have a plan. I'm going to get hit by her again. That will let me raise my health by 1 after going, raise my health by 2 after going down 1. And remember, we have Decimus working for us now after we beat the crap out of him. So every time we use a single use, we may recover 1 die and increase a health. So we're cheating. It's great. So we can hold 4 items because of our strategy stat. So instantly I'm gaining that tactic. Okay. I can't apply hits to her because I'm not going to get enough hits. So I'll just exhaust these. Exhaust this. This guy's defeated. Okay, we're going to suffer damage. So we'll lose 1, down to 1 health. And then after, whoa, after our health's reduced, raise it by 2. And then our health can never exceed 4. Anytime you use an instant item, you may recover 1 die. And increase your health by 1. Gotcha. All right, now we'll get 5 dice back because our recovery is 5. Yeah, I kind of want to see some of the guys that increase stats, right? Because we can bump our stats up in the fight, which is kind of neat. And we get to recover 1 from here. Okay, slowly we're getting there. I do like the final boss fights in these. It's fun. It's epic, but like it's cool that you're getting rewards in the fight. I like it. So the fight can go forever, but it's like it's cool how you're like it's like dynamic. I don't know. It's neat. All right, here we go. So this one, at the end of the first supply dice step, if this enemy is not defeated, wow, I sound like a broken record. Lose a health. Oh, here we go. We're gonna get 6 recovery in a second, everybody. Coming for you, Calliope. 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 All right. Well, we got to defeat her. Done. +1 to any stat. 6 recovery. Bam. Okay, so I can, here's the crazy thing. I can exhaust 4 dice. I must exhaust hits equal to the number of dice above her. So I exhausted 4 hits, right? So now we can try to get some damage on her. Although this is probably not the best die to be rolling trying to get hits. And one last one. Nothing. All right. So assign damage. So we get hit. We go down to 3. This guy's defeated. Clean up. Okay. Recover of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We get a die from here. We'll take the purple. Okay. We're now down to 3 dice above her. Anything else here? Is anything else triggering yet? Nope. Useless. So we got a Shale Lurker. This doesn't matter anymore. We could get another die or another tactic this way. He doesn't hit too hard. Let's get her. Okay. So here's what I want to do. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. Let's get rid of these. So I'm going to exhaust, let's exhaust 3 dice. Okay. So I've satisfied her exhausting 3 hits, right? And now I can apply hits to her. Whoops. That's attempt 1. Attempt 2. Let's go this one. Okay, she's defeated. So that will shut off all her crap. Unfortunately, it also shuts off recovering extra dice. But I'm okay with it. Because it also, when we clean her up in the cleanup step, we won't have this adding more enemies. So we just got to fight this guy. So we've cut off, we've turned off the faucet, is my understanding, of, you know, the enemies coming out, you know, spilling out on us. That's my play. I'll put this one here. Yeah, and they do stay, so I can leave this one on him. Unfortunately, he's going to hit us for 1. So assign damage. So we're down to 2. We'll clean up. So we've defeated the Scion, but we have to defeat all enemies. I don't know. Let's just put her up here somewhere. Okay, she's discarded, but not discarded. I don't know. Okay, so this whole mechanic doesn't matter. Those are gone. I don't even know where those go. Like, they're dismissed. Maybe they go back in the training ground. I don't know. There's not enough text on her to explain that. But she is defeated. She is cleaned up. We take a damage. Did I take that damage? I don't know. Maybe I didn't. I can't remember. But I'll go down to 1. I'm not sure. We recover 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this sticks on. In the Scion fight, it just keeps going and going and going. And dice on undefeated enemies stay. I did take the damage? Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. I'd rather take extra than not take it at all. Just so I don't get yelled at too much. All right, here we go. So no new enemies will come into play because she's gone, right? Is how I understand it. So I think we got him. I think we got him. 3 more damage. Let me just count. Yeah, I think we did it. So we win. Boom. So as long as you clear all the active enemies and the Scion, you win. You don't have to go through the whole deck. Some Scions you do, like that other one we could have played today. You basically have to go through the whole deck because you can't add damage to them without going through the whole deck because your hits are 0. But yeah, boom, there we go. There we go. So we win. I was really worried when we rolled like all those hits and she had so many dice above her. But at least she only hits for 1 every round. So as long as you keep that 1 she keeps adding in check, I think we're okay. I don't know if any of these would have really made it bad. Oh, this guy would have made it bad, maybe. Oh, but he might, like, I think his exhausting counts, maybe. I don't know. There's some weird interactions where I'm not sure, but, you know, because his hits... that might count. I don't know. But I'm not exhausting them. He's exhausting them. I don't know. I'm not sure. Game is not obviously too easy. I am playing on the basic difficulty though. So if you're watching this and you're like, oh, this game looks boring. Rob played so inefficiently and he still won. Please, again, like I mentioned at the start of the stream, there is much higher difficulties. Okay. So right here, you can keep raising the difficulty rank. And how it works, you can have more Primuses. And it looks like you remove cards, but I don't know what that... Oh, you deal yourself additional hero and Primuses during setup. This increases the number of Primuses that must be defeated. Then it says for each rank beyond rank 1, after creating Mount Vesuvius in setup, remove the top card from a number of decks equal to your rank. Excuse me. Too much talking, not enough drinking. All right. So it looks like you kind of fill up the Scion Influence deck also. So you get more heroes to choose from, but what it does is in the pyramid, it adds more Primuses to fight. And remember, you have to defeat all the Primuses before you can fight the boss. So see the way there's numbers here? So we only had 3 Primuses in our game for the default difficulty. So we put 1 behind number 1, 1 behind number 2, and 1 behind number 3 on Mount Vesuvius. So if you're playing with the next step up, you'd have a 4th one there, a 5th one here, a 6th one here, and a 7th one here if you kept going all the way up. So imagine that many Primuses, plus your Scion Influence is already jacked because you've cranked up the difficulty. Yeah. It is cool that that exists. Because after you play a bunch and you kind of learn all the heroes and the Primuses and the Scions, you know, you could start to learn which enemies to go for in which situations. But the fact that the mountain is made up random every time, and the Primuses and Scion, or the Primuses and heroes you draw from are random every time, The only thing you're choosing with full known information is your, not even full known information because you haven't set up the mountain yet. You're just kind of picking a Scion you want to fight at the beginning, but then you randomly set up the mountain. Then with the Scion you've chosen, the mountain setup, you then choose from your hero. But imagine you're choosing from like 7 heroes, and then you're fighting every other Primus left over, all 6 of them, and you're putting them out on the mountain or whatever, or all 7. Wait, how high does that go? That's crazy. Yeah, 7 Primuses. And then there's 9 to choose from. So like you're obviously there's gonna be one that's not in play. Right? I think there's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So you would still do, you know, in the hardest difficulty, you discard 1 at random, you choose from all the rest, you keep 1, and then you have to fight all 7 that you didn't choose at some point before you can even fight the final boss. That's crazy. That would take so long. And you have to be careful you don't empty out stacks that break the mountain apart that you can't travel, because if like a Primus gets locked in a corner, you can't reach them, you can't win the game, so you can lock yourself out, which is part of the design. So you have to be careful how you're traveling the mountain, how you're spectating and challenging and clearing piles of cards going to each camp. It does matter. So that is part of the game, is to like be careful to not empty out the wrong decks. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you guys some opportunities though. So this one, for example, not quite dead. So how an opportunity works, if it was on a camp, you know, you travel to the camp, you just take it, and you take it into your item pile. It counts as an item, part of your strategy value. And then it has like a little side quest you can do of start a Primus conflict with 1 health and successfully complete it. Okay, that's psycho. But if you do it, it tells you there's this ability here that you could eventually get on the back, so you don't have to keep flipping the card over. But once you complete this, you flip it, and now you have this ongoing ability. Every time you defeat an enemy using only green or yellow dice, gain a health, okay? But there's a few of them in here. I don't think I've done that one. Mesmerize. When you would exhaust a purple die, I've had this one a couple times and I've done it. Just banish the purple die instead, and then it gives you spiked armor, which you can use as a 1-use item to deal 3 damage to a non-Scion enemy that would be defeated by the damage. So if you like roll really bad and you just need like 3 or less more damage to kill something, you did not want to go to the suffer damage step. And all this one works with the Scion we had. If Calliope is the Scion, you may deal 5 instead. So just imagine we roll really bad on our last attempt and we're going to fail. We'd have that item in our back pocket to just throw it out there and auto kill an enemy, basically. I've had that one twice. Very useful. Very useful. Especially when your recovery stat's low. Multiply. Add 2 enemies to any enemy, then survive the conflict. So at minimum, you're going to fight 3 enemies in the fight. If you survive it, you then have an instant effect, discard up to 2 cards from the top of the Scion influence deck. If Hydra is the Scion, discard up to 2 more. Oh, that would be nice. Hydra. I remember that guy. Yeah, so these are fun, but like I didn't see any in my playthrough. But they're nice to just give you something to work on. And you don't have to do them. You could discard them anytime you need to discard an item so they don't clog up your item area. Deplete a Primus camp. Oh, I had this one before and I did it. Deplete a Primus camp of all other cards before activating its Primus. We actually had the one in the middle. He only had 1 card left on him, so we could have done that easy. And then you get to increase your stat dice by a total of +2. I wish we had that. We were fine, obviously, but I wouldn't have had to go so long, I think, if I saw some of these, because it would have helped us get powered up maybe without so much Scion influence in the deck. But it still works. Even if you don't see them ever, it still works, supposedly. The God's Wine. When this opportunity is gained, place it covering your... I had this one before too. Place it covering your hero card. It does not take up an item slot. Your hero's ability is disabled until it's removed. This opportunity is completed and removed when another opportunity is completed. So I would never take this in this playthrough we had where I was not seeing them ever because it's risky, right? You turn off your ability until you get another one to clear. But in the playthrough where I took this, I think I had 3 others showing, so I knew I could go grab one and do it. But I like the way it doesn't take up an item slot until you flip it over. Brains over brawn. Ignore a bane. If Hoplomachus is the Scion, you may also gain up to 2 tactics. Yeah, another bane ignoring. Ravenous. Add the following special effect to a Primus conflict and successfully complete it. Each time the enemy is defeated, +2 to all non-defeated enemies' health. Native Sense. One-time use item. Recover all dice. If Itsem Cabine is the Scion, you may also recruit up to 2 dice. Yeah. So yeah, there's a whole bunch. There's more. There's more. There is more. Yeah. But yeah, that's 20 strong Victorum deck. Yeah. But yeah, I like this one. I think I like this one the best, to be honest, guys. If you're to ask me, because someone is going to ask me later in the comments, so I'm just going to answer it now. Out of all 3, I do like all 3. They all feel very familiar, but I like the way they all have a twist and they do things differently. But they all still feel like you're playing 20 strong, which is expected. But I think I like this one the most. I think. Yeah. I like the idea of the choices. Many choices in this one. Like right from the beginning. Like based on which hero do you take? Because then the ones you don't take are the Primuses. Where are you placing those Primuses? Where are you starting your adventure on the bottom row? Because things cascade. Then you can only go adjacent. And then when do you spectate? And then in a fight, if they bring in new enemies, which enemies? And I like the way you can kind of manipulate the board, going to different locations and spectating to clear cards or fighting cards off to try to get the board to look the way you want it for when you actually go after a Primus or you go after an enemy who wants to pull in more enemies, because you, again, can block them off. If you can get opportunities out or you get enemies that don't cascade, you could then like make those fights easier. And I love that manipulation of like deciding on where to move, because you can't stay still ever. You have to keep moving, just like Victorum, which is cool. But it definitely has the feel of Victorum for sure. I love the art in Victorum. It's all over this thing. The game looks beautiful. I love the cards and everything. But yeah, this I think is my favorite one out of the 3. Just for all the decisions and the final boss fights, the couple that I faced already, really cool. I love that idea of, you know, you're making the fight worse for you the longer you take. The best abilities are on enemies that add more Scion influence. So you're just constantly powering up the boss fight the longer you power yourself up. So it's kind of reminds me of Hexplore It, the Hexplore It series, where it's a sandbox, it's open-ended. You can do whatever you want, go wherever you want, find whatever you want, take as long as you want. But the longer you take, there's always that ticking clock of like, the more powerful you get, the worse the boss is going to be, you know? But if you find that right balance, like you could be the good power level, and it comes with repeated plays or constantly counting the Scion influence and make sure you know your Scion. But I do like that aspect of it. Really clever. Really clever. And I like the way the Scions, the ones I've read and the ones I played, I like how they require you to kind of respect a different aspect of the game. So the fact that they have 9 of them in the game, plus the random camps, the way the camps come up, it definitely feels different each playthrough. Even when I played the same Scion, I definitely had a different experience there. And different Primuses too. So it's like, yeah, it's like it depends what Primuses you get and then what order you fight them in before the final battle. You might want to save a specific Primus to be your final fight before going into the final battle. Imagine we didn't have a way to ignore the Banes there, you know, like we would have been in trouble even more. So like you have to prepare for each fight, and I like that. But if you take too long to prepare, you're in trouble, which is cool. Definitely cool. But yeah, definitely cool game. Thanks again to Chip Theory for providing the copy to play with. Definitely a solid game for like a little $20 deck or whatever the game was. I don't know why it's not there. Let me see. Let me see if we can get it to pop up again. Oh, now it's there. Maybe it's like random. I don't know. New releases. Okay. Yeah, again, yeah, the deck's like 20 US, but you need the base game. So it's like a $50 game you just saw me play. I don't know. For $50, it's just a deck of cards and some dice. That's up to you, but it is premium chip theory dice and cards, so it's like you pay for that, right? But yeah, it's definitely quite a meaty game for just the small amount of components and stuff, which I like. So I don't know. It's up to you if the value's there, but I definitely like this one. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Any questions? Any questions? All right, so boom. So coming up on the channel later this week, we'll be playing a game with Kyle. I'm not 100% sure what game that's going to be yet. I should know later today or tomorrow, so watch for that stream to pop up for Thursday evening. On the weekend, we have our last episode of Frosthaven before we take our break for October, where we're going to be playing mainly Arkham horror themed games, or horror themed games, I should say. But we'll be playing games like Mansion of Madness 2nd Edition. I already scheduled that for Sunday. That's going to come back out on the channel. We play that game many times on the channel. But we're playing like a 5 difficulty scenario, so we're going to get our butts kicked, but it should be fun. We'll be playing Arkham Horror LCG starting the following weekend. And we'll be playing that every weekend, playing through the... what's it called? I forget again. Innsmouth Conspiracy campaign, which we've never played, so we'll be blind playing through that every weekend until the end of October. I want to play some Eldritch Horror at some point. I want to show Kyle that game. I want to play it with some of the expansions we got since we last played it. I want to give that game another chance. We'll see. And we'll be playing like Stranger Things. We'll be playing some Final Girl. And there's others. There is a pile. I went and got all the games that could be played together. We'll play at least a handful of them all October. We're just going to play games that have like a horror kind of theme to them. That's the deal. And then we'll come back after in November. We'll get some Too Many Bones back on the channel. We'll get some Frosthaven back on the channel. And we'll play some other games that we haven't played yet and get back into the flow of things. So that's the plan. So if you're interested in those kind of games, stay tuned. No, Matthew, I only like playing like good games on the channel, games that I like to play. If you haven't noticed, Matthew, the theme of the channel is Rob's Gaming Table. I play what I want. And I don't want to ever play Betrayal at House on the Hill ever again in my life. I played it once. I realized that is an unplay tested, low quality piece of trash. How dare you assume that I would play it? Matthew, I thought you knew me. I thought you knew me. Yeah. How dare you? No, I will not be playing that game. I have played that game, and I know. No. That is like mass market garbage. Like, yeah. I'm sorry, anyone who loves that game, I'm sorry. You're playing garbage. That game, it doesn't even know what playtesting is, that game. Such a, yeah, random, yeah. Anyways, don't get me started. All right. But if you're having fun with your family playing it, all the power to you. That's all the power to you. But I'm not doing it. So I'm not taking one for the team on that one. All right. But yeah, anyways, that's the plan for the channel. Thank you everyone for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks to all 53 of you for clicking the like button. Thanks to these people for supporting the channel, allowing me to sit here on a Tuesday afternoon playing this game for you. I appreciate it. And thanks for everyone for like the rules corrections, pointing things out. Hopefully you get an idea what the game's all about here. And Janet, get out of here. 54. Thank you. 54 of you for clicking the like button. Thanks, Brian S., for being number 54. But yes, and you're welcome, Grumpy Monkey, and anyone else who was asking. I don't remember everyone who was asking, but anyone asking me to play the playthrough, there. Hope you're happy. I've played it. You don't ask for it again. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, we'll definitely play some more games like this on the channel. If you're looking for other 20 strong playthroughs in the past and in the future, they'll end up showing up in the playlist down in the video description. And if you're looking for other Hoplomachus playthroughs we've done on the channel, those will be in the playlists that are also included in the video description. Anyways, no, Keith, I don't need to know how to pronounce that. I never need to pronounce it again, right? Unless I play Hoplomachus and pull that Scion. Calliope. Calliope? He-ho my pee, says Matthew. Keith, I'm sorry if you were raging the whole time and it was like nails on a chalkboard every time I read that. I'm sorry. Calliope? I don't believe you. What was I saying? Calliope? Calliope? You got used to it? Yeah. Hopefully you don't now say it like that. Calliope. Calliope. Okay. I should have asked you to tell me that at the beginning. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.